covering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
It's time for two. Let's do it. The city championships are upon us in Detroit. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chad Bush. Partner is Sam Stick Day. Kiana Banks on the field, our sideline reporter. Two games to bring you and two exciting matchups. It's Detroit Denby against Detroit Central in matchup number one. This is a rematch of last year's Stick, in which it was a game that was back and forth and wild, and Central is sick to their stomach about the outcome, and they're bound to get revenge here this afternoon in Detroit.
Yeah, and it's going to be an interesting matchup because these two teams come in pretty much identical records, sitting at 5-2, and kind of got there the identical same way. Dropped the first two games of the season, oh no, panic mode, then boom. You rip 5 off, and here you find yourself in the championship of the PSL. And like you said, anytime you get a matchup with a little bit of history in it, a little bit of rivalry in it, and a little bit of get back in it, you know we're going to see a heck of a ball game tonight.
These two teams, you mentioned the parallel paths, and they are ready. We talked to both head coaches. We'll have discussions of both head coaches, Jimmy Macon, along with head coach Zach Carr. Coming up on the other side of this timeout, we'll step aside for the national anthem. Glad you're with us here on the Preps coverage. Zach Carr's interview is next.
Hey everyone, I'm Kiana Banks here with the Prep today, and this is Coach
Carr.
And so I've been super excited to meet you, actually. You have such a great personality, and with these glasses, you look very sophisticated. Can you tell us a little bit about where your mental is leading up to the game right now?
I feel pretty good about today. Guys had a great day, a great morning. It's been an excellent week of practice. I feel great. I feel great. Yeah.
And then as far as who's standing right here with us, can you tell me a little bit about the legacy that you want to leave for them?
For sure. Best thing for my sons here, my oldest son, Elijah, and Noah here, man, bringing them out here today. They didn't come last year. Bringing them out here today to really kind of see what Dad does for a living. These guys are the superheroes, you know, because I'm with those kids every day, and sometimes you take time away from them. You know what I mean? For him to come out here with me today, it means a lot to me, and they're excited as well.
And just even with your trajectory, all of the wins, all of the stats that you have, why are you so humble?
That's just my core values, which are character, accountability, relationships, and respect. So it's bigger than football. It's about my core values as a man.
And as that relates to the field, what do you really instill with your players?
Yep. Do the right things when no one's watching. You know, everybody can do right when someone's right there, but when no one's there, are you still going to do the right things? Are your values still going to be part of who you are as a young man?
Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the game tonight.
All right, yes, ma'am. Thank you. All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Kiana Banks, representing the Prep today at Ford Field. I'm here today with
Coach Macon from Detroit Central High School.
And Coach, you've been like a huge sought-after person. Like, what's going on? Can you tell me a little bit about your history?
Well, my history has been of 31 years coaching football. In the last 12, I've been a head coach, and just been inspiring the young men and trying to take them to higher flights, and then just making sure that they got a role for success later on in the future.
And then, is this right? You played back in your day?
Yes, I played I started with the West Side Cubs back in '78, and then I played for Detroit Central, where I'm coaching at now currently, also at Jackson State, you know, and I had good times for doing that. So, you know, I know a little bit about football.
And then as far as JSU, like Jackson State has been huge. Like, were you like in the mix with
Yes, I was in the mix. Yes, I was. I went down as a true freshman. I was started on special teams, ended up playing in the nickel, you know, as far as playing safety, corner like that, and just grew myself down there as far as being in Mississippi.
And then as far as like showing us if you still have it for real, what are you looking forward to as far as tonight's game?
Well, I'm looking for tonight's game to be very intense, physical, moving fast, making sure we do our alignments and assignments and come out victorious.
And then as far as what you really stand for as far as coaching and your legacy, what do you really want to leave us with today?
Well, I want to leave you with no doubt, man, that we're going to have a good game today, staying healthy and having a great, you know, success as far as everybody's character and nothing coming out of, but nothing but class.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Chad, back to you.
Chad and Stick back with you. Kiana Banks on the sidelines, as you just heard from both head coaches, Zach Carr and Jimmy Macon. Both these teams with similar parallels, and that they played in this game last year. And we're going to step aside. We've got a second national anthem, unexpectedly. So we'll step aside and we'll come back in just a moment. You're watching the Preps coverage of the PSL Championship.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
All right. Everything we're going to do today is going to be in multiples of two.
Yeah,
we're going to do two national anthems. We're going to have two games. We're going to eat two sandwiches. I mean, everything's in twos. So welcome back.
The anthem's so nice you had to hear it twice, Chad.
That's right. Glad to be here for the PSL's championships. The city championships are upon us. Denby will kick off to Central. Both teams on 5-game winning streaks after falling to 0-2 to start the year. But this is a game last year that was won on an extra point attempt that was kicked by Denby to win 29-28 last year. We expect the same kind of excitement for both these teams that come in with kind of similar parallel paths this season and similar type clubs.
Yeah, and they're big, they're physical, and that's what they want to be today. And I was talking to Coach Carr as I was bringing him across for the interview, and I asked him just, how's the energy been today? He said, the boys are ready to hit. So I'd expect Denby to come out hitting hard early, and we'll see if Central can get in the game early and not have to do a miracle comeback like they did before.
Oh, that was so fun. Why not? Let's try it again. Drashawn Johnson, who does nearly everything for the Tars of Denby, will kick off. The senior at 6 foot, 175 pounds, awaits as he stands at his own 30. And Central will have some dangerous return men in Calandre Hardy back to return it. And we're underway. And Hardy has it and lost it and is out of bounds at the 27-yard line. That's Calandre Hardy. You'll hear his name quite a bit. He's a Division I talent, but did not handle that kickoff cleanly. And Stick, he's a guy that can take it back to the house. That's a Denby win on that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, whenever you can keep it away and get that starting field position back, make them work the whole field on this first drive, you're going to see what they have to offer.
All right, so let's meet the starting lineup for Detroit Denby. And what's happening here? Okay. Detroit Central taking over. I thought they were going to re-kick this thing.
No.
We'll meet Detroit Central starters in a moment, but they are led by their quarterback, and he's a good one. It's Antoine Kimball, who took over the reins this past season. The senior at 6 foot, 156 has been patient, and he's a guy that can help them. Some play action stuff, but really it's a Central team that wants to run the football and establish that first.
Yeah, and they got the linemen up front to do it, and that's where it all starts for them.
All right, and it starts from the gun. Armand Conley, the center to snap it, and not yet. More fun to be had. And now the officials wave off the flag.
They're just giving some people time to get off work, get down here to Ford Field, enjoy.
Again, 2 national anthems, 2 flags, a couple of things early.
A little bit of chaos subbing out number 11.
There you see the line, Gray up front along with McGaffey, Conley, Anderson, and Scott. It's a solid offensive line for Jimmy Macon and Keith King.
Still a little bit of confusion about the first play here.
All right, I think we're ready. 1st and 10 from the 26 at 4:04. We're underway, and it's the quarterback, Kimball. And the keeper is a TFL for Denby. And a quick tackle by Pruitt. Loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, that wasn't just a tackle. He engulfed him. He broke through the line of scrimmage, and watch it just swallowed up, and he disappears.
Man.
And you like him wearing that halo helmet. You're going to start seeing that a lot more at all levels of football.
The backs of receivers, it's Michael Reed, Alante Smith, Theodis Craig, Calandre Hardy, and Rashad Adams. The guys that will be making plays on the perimeter for the Trailblazers of Detroit Central. Out route is behind the intended receiver, and that was number 34. That's Reed. Incomplete. 2nd down, make it 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, it was a good play call. Reed was open. If that shoulder was, or that was to his outside shoulder, he had an opportunity to take that and pick up the 1st down easy. So just a little bit of a misread by the quarterback, a little bit of off timing, but that makes sense. You're playing under these bright lights of Ford Field. You get out here, you're a little bit nervous. Even though they've had some experience last year, it's still, walking onto this field is different.
It is. It's a long walk. We found that
yeah,
out.
Twice.
I mean, you could be tired just from getting to the field from the locker room. 3rd down and 11 from the left hash. Under pressure, gets it away. It's caught by Reed, but he spilled immediately. And a tackle for loss again, and that's Shantez Bowie Jr., the junior. And we've got an injured player down, and that is the receiver out of the backfield, Michael Reed.
Yeah, Bowie with a nice open field tackle here, goes low. Looks like he may have disrupted some of his knee. And that's a tough way. But when you're in the open field like that, you got to shoot low. You're not going to win that matchup going high. So tough play, clean play.
Injury on the field. We're going to step aside for a moment. You're watching the Preps coverage of the PSL City Championships. Thanks so much for watching. Back after these.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here. Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
Welcome back. Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. And we got flags and a false start coming for Detroit Central. So this is a 4th down play. It's going to change it from 4th and 13 to 4th and 18. With 10:43 to go, opening quarter, PSL championship. This is the Gold Division championship. The Tars won it last year. They came back from down 2 touchdown Stick in the 4th. Not the kind of start here for Central, who did get off to a fast start last year in their title run.
Yeah, this is an ideal start for Denby. I mean, they've been able to drive him back, but there, as I say that, he jumps off sides. He's pointing to the offensive lineman, so we'll see what the official saw.
Flag infested already, just a minute and a half in. And this is on Denby. It's encroachment, so that'll move it up. So they get the 5 yards back. And we're back to 4th and 13. All right. Back to punt it is number 2. That is Kalen Scott. He stands at his own 10. A high end over end. It's going to take a Tar bounce inside the 40. And that's okay, boys. It's where you touch it. And that is a great field position starting point for the Tars, the 38-yard line.
Yeah, if Denby actually picked that ball up after it was touched, they could do whatever they wanted. Even if you fumbled it again after that, you're fine. That's one of the fun rules of football. So we'll see what Denby can do here on offense. I mean, we talked about I love the interview we had with Coach Carr. And him bringing his boys over to the sideline for that interview were great. He's, just come with me, boys.
Come on.
Come on.
I'm going to show you how this works. Keller, McClinton, Johnson, Cottrell, and Bowie Jr., the receivers and backs, and very good ones for Denby. The quarterback for Denby is Chris Kendrick, and he's in the gun. And he gives hands off to Bowie. And Bowie is knotted up at the line. Gain of 1. Central coming across to making that tackle. Jamar Townsend disrupting things. One of the twins, the Townsend twins.
And when they make them like that, you want them to come in twos as well. We're doing everything in twos today, so throw in the Townsend twins. But we're getting a personal foul for a grab of the face mask. It's going to add 15 yards to the end of this run. It was a tough run, too, to even pick up those 2 yards.
Sure was. That'll move it further ahead down the line. Neely, Davis, Cochran, Hightower, and Mitchell, the esteemed offensive line for Zach Carr. And he has a lot of feelings about his offensive line. He's a former offensive lineman himself at Kentucky State. Remember that? He talked to us this week, and we asked him, who reminds you of you? He's like, well, I don't know.
he gave us the smile like, there's no me.
Nobody.
There's no me. But then when we broke it down, I believe he mentioned Robert Davis. It's like the pulling guard, because that's what I used to play. So a little bit of passion for the big fellas up front. And that's the identity of the team. He says as they go, that's how Denby goes.
That's it.
Great quote.
Bowie, not much on first down. 2nd down and 10. Clock rolling, 9:20 left. Tars on the move right to left. They started at the 38-yard line of Central. Handoff, jet sweep, right side at the numbers. It's a gain of about 4.5. And that's Trevon Cottrell, the junior at 5'7", $165. And he's tackled by number 13, that's Dawson.
Yeah, great job by Central's defense there, just stretching out that edge, not letting them get the turn.
3rd and 7. Tars in what feels like 4-down territory. High snap, pulled down, grabbed by the QB Bowie, and he is going to get tripped up at just about a yard. He needed 7, he got 1. It'll be 4th and 6 with 8:30 to go.
Yeah, he did a good job fielding that snap there, Bowie. Then he tried to get around the edge, but once again, Central just beating Denby to the edge and containing. There you see there, just trying to get outside and just could not get there. Number 1, great pursuit. Hardy doing his thing.
He did. Finished off by Jamar Townsend. 4th down, they're going for it. 4th down and 6. with the ball on the 13 from the right hash. In the gun.
It's an important play to get right, so they're making sure they communicate.
Bowie comes out of the backfield now, aligns to the left. Still in the gun, the quarterback, Chris Kendrick. Need to get 6 yards or they turn it over. Heavy pressure, bubble screen right side, flag down, end zone, touchdown! Into the end zone is Deshaun Johnson for the moment. There is a flag down, but the Tars say it's on Central. We'll wait for the confirmation. Heck of a screen, though, and play on 4th by the Tars if it stands stick.
Yeah, great call. You were having problems beating it to the edge. What's the way to get it out there faster? Just a little bubble screen to the outside. And, you know, we talked about how this offensive line is super strong. Get them moving. Looks like Central had too many players on the field.
I think it's going on Denby.
He pointed at Central, but he gave the ineligible man downfield sign.
Yeah. It's on Denby, so it's going back, and it'll be 4th and 11. So penalties on Denby, and they'll replay it. Some mixed signals, but nonetheless, that's the result. So 4th down and 14 yards to go. And Chris Kendrick and the Tars are going. Here we go. Motion left to right. That's Jennings. Trouble, pressure, down he goes. Turnover on downs. Central making it happen. And it's Damon Fowler, the lead role player on the day.
Yeah, they just absolutely collapsed the pocket. It was number 23 as well getting in on that action. The Townsend, a twin getting in on it, Chad. But
the
those
Townsend
two,
twins.
Yeah, they met at the quarterback. They had a date at the championship game right at the quarterback, and they come up with the sack. I'll give them each a half sack on that.
That's fair. Pat, well, you better tell Austin and Pat the stat. Doesn't matter what I do.
Are you guys doing
They're doing stats. Oh, yeah, they break down half sack, quarter sacks, eighth sacks, whatever you need. So Central gets the football back, and they'll start this journey on their own 23-yard line. And we will the ball's going back to the 23. Okay. So here we go.
A little bit of rough start to this game. Not really anybody can get into a flow or a rhythm, so we'll see on this second possession who can.
We will. We'll see if the run game behind Alante Smith gets going. The call is to Smith, and he's tackled for a loss. Alante Smith, 5'10", 215, and he is spilled from behind by Deuce Deuce. That's Damarian Burrows, the 10th grader.
Yeah, and you love when sophomores get to do some big plays in big-time games like this because, you know, you get to see them for 2 more years. Nothing excites a coach more than seeing his young players excel in big moments.
This game's still trying to get its first real play. I mean, it feels like it's either been a tackle for loss. We've had not a whole lot. There was a touchdown that was called back.
Yeah, we've run about 8 plays in total, but we've also had about 5 penalties. So
it's been choppy.
Yeah, very choppy.
So we'll see if Central can get in some kind of rhythm. The look to the sidelines for Central, led by their 31st-year head coach, Jimmy Macon. Central alum. Proud to lead these young men today who are out for revenge after they lost by a point last year. Pressure, Kimball throws it downfield and nearly intercepted. The route was jumped, but it's off the belly of Johnson. And Deshaun Johnson had it and dropped it. He was looking for 6 too soon.
Well, it all started with the pressure by Bowie forcing the early pass. And you see Johnson just reading that like a center fielder. And he had a lot of land to close. He did it. And I think all he saw was that big blue end zone. His eyes got so big, he took it off the football. What a great break. And oh, man. That would have been the first big play of this game.
Yes.
So that's 2 touchdowns he's had pretty much taken back from him already.
Man. Well, We'll see if Central can't capitalize here. It's 3rd and forever. 3rd and 13 officially from the 20. In the gun is Antoine Kimball, the senior quarterback. Long count. Pressure. Looks down. Has a man. Calandre Hardy. And it's broken up. Fine play by Trayvon Cottrell, the safety. The Division I star had it in his hands, and it was ripped out at the last moment.
Yeah, you called it, partner. I mean, what a great defensive play, because this ball is on time and it's to the right receiver. He goes up, he has it in his hands, and if it's not for him ripping that left arm out, that's a completion and a first down.
Okay, so 4th down, punting time. So far, the offensive numbers in this one are rough. -6 for Central and 4 yards for Denby. Yowzers. That will change. This game found its footing last year earlier, but when it got rolling, it got rolling. It was a streaky scoring game. Perhaps this one is too. This one is a short punt again. And this one is going to hit and drop at the 35-yard line. So once again, Denby with great field position. It was the 38 last time. It's the 35 now. But none of it matters, right, unless you score some points. And we have nothing yet solved.
Yeah, I mean, you're averaging, what, 0.2 yards a play, so it's not going to get it done. And, you know, the Denby realizes that, and I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot on that last drive. They had a touchdown, but the ineligible man downfield took it all away, and you just can't recover from that, especially if you don't have a kicker that you trust from inside 30 yards.
Yep. They said they do have a kicker they trust, Deshaun Johnson, but more inside like 25 yards. And from where they were at, it wasn't an option. Marcel Dawson, one of the corners, along with Kimball, who doubles as the quarterback. Hardy, one of the safeties as well. Keeper quarterbacks try in the middle, and he scoots forward for a gain of 5. That's a fine run by the quarterback, Chris Kendrick. Tackled by number 23, and that's Jamar Townsend, and he's been in on just about every tackle for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, good job by Denby. They set it kind of up on the last drive, doing that jet sweep. This time they faked it and were able to get some yardage up the middle. So here you go, 2nd and 5. The whole playbook's open. You can do a lot of things.
Bowie with a give, right side, outside the numbers, breaks back in. Touchdown, Rashawn Johnson on the sweep. And the Tars get in the end zone. 31-yard touchdown run. 6-0 Detroit Denby.
Yeah, there is a flag on the play, but I believe that came after for the celebration. At least the 6 is going to stand, and that young man is determined to get in the end zone. First drive, one taken away from him. Dropped interception. This time they hand it off on the jet sweep, and he makes a great read, cutting it back up inside. I thought he could have cut it outside at that point, but his read was better than mine, and I'm way up here.
Yes, sir. It is the Selly flag, and so the celebration.
Now they're going to go for 2. I mean, you mentioned that they feel comfortable inside of 25 yards. It looks like they're going to try to push it to 8.
Yeah, 2-point conversion attempt coming.
I'm surprised Central didn't elect to impose that penalty on this 2-point conversion then.
2-pointer, end zone picked off, and that could be returned, but it doesn't matter at the high school level. But a nice play nonetheless by Hardy to break up the 2-point conversion. And we stay at a 6-0 Denby lead.
Hardy absolutely sick about that rule in high school football. He saw the wide open field, and then when that whistle blew, he just chucked that thing about 20 feet in the air like, oh, gosh. Man, I can't wait to go pro.
Here's another look at the touchdown run by Deshaun Johnson, that pretty cutback you talked about.
Yeah, he went inside. He zigged when I thought he should have zagged, but it worked out. That young man knows how to get into the end zone.
Knows how to spin that football, too.
And that's what was the penalty.
Spinning like a top for about 7 minutes.
Yep.
Gotta love it.
You know he's worked on that at home. I think we all did in our living room back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Back in our day, it was kind of the between the legs, the Michael Jackson slam, and not so much these days. Anyway, 6-0, a solid Denby drive. It was just 2 plays, and it was 35 yards, and in the end, it was just a 41-yard drive, and in the end zone is number 0, Deshaun Johnson. 31-yard touchdown run, and it's 6-0 after the failed and intercepted 2-point attempt.
Well, now we're going to see how Central responds. I mean, we do have a little bit of rhythm in this game. Denby has shown that they can score. They did on their first possession, but obviously that penalty brought that back. But they've shown that they can move the ball. Now it's up to Central to see what they can do.
Hardy is back there. He botched the first kick. This one is going to be short and taken at the 40 down to the 38. So Detroit Central gets their own piece of solid field position, and they're ready to carve out perhaps some points, as that was taken by number 11, the up man, Marco Cable, who's billed as an athlete.
He looks like an athlete too, just long and lean. And sometimes you look at those guys and you're like, he's so skinny he can't be strong. Those lean guys, they can hit you. They got some strength behind that.
You were a lean guy.
Yeah, there was a guy I played with, Larry Clark.
Sure, tight end,
yeah,
forward on the basketball team.
Yeah, skinny, but man, when he hit you, you felt it.
Yeah, some guys just packed that punch. 4 wide for Central. They've checked in at tailback, number 31. Run left side, and that is the carry and the give. Tackle by Davion Willis, and that is a gain of null. 2nd and 10 coming. That was number 21 on the carry. I apologize, Lamar Townsend.
Yeah, number 6 there, Davion Willis, able to track that all the way to the edge for 0 gain. We saw another guy in the mix. The guy you got to keep an eye on, Kevin Keller. 5'5", 165 pounds, but he plays defensive tackle.
Yeah, he's a headache. They got to double team him. This is a disruption and a sack all the way back, and it's number 22 again, Demarion Burrows, the 10th grader, at 6 foot 250.
And that's the problem. That's what they were saying. You watch, you got to double team number 9 at the bottom of your screen, the 5'5" defensive tackle. And when you do that, it opens up all the other players, and they have been cashing in for 5 straight games. It's so fun to watch a 5'5", 125-pound defensive tackle.
Kevin Keller is the name. Keller wears number 9.
There he is, putting pressure again.
Rolling right, pass, bubble screen, caught, but it's not going to go anywhere. It's back to the line of scrimmage. So Central unable to get anything going. The toss was to number 3 in the bubble. That's Robert Adams. And Bowie got him again. No gain, and it'll be 3rd, make it 4th down and 17, punting time for Central.
Yeah, Bowie now almost got him. He almost intercepted the ball. Look, I don't even think he knew, it's coming right at me. Oh, my goodness. That very easily could have been an interception. You got Pruitt getting in the mix on that as well. But, yeah, I mean, looking at these stats, they're looking pretty grim for Central right now. Negative 13 yards on the game through 2 possessions.
Man.
We started this one in plus territory.
This punt is going to take a side twist and no return, but this will be the Tars' worst field position at the 19 as it's touched and tapped down by Jaden McDonald. And so with 2:05 to go in the first quarter, 6-0 Denby. They already had a touchdown in this game, but it was called back, and it was by Deshaun Johnson. But Denby starting to make some moves with their run game.
Yeah, they've called some exciting plays too. They've set things up, and that's what you want to do with your first possession. Sometimes it's not always about scoring those points. It's about setting you up for that big play down the road, and they did that.
Central started the season against number 1 in Division 6, Notre Dame, and they lost 49-14, but they learned a lot, got better. And Jimmy Macon talked about how they've gone on the streak since then. and since that week 2 loss to Clinton, and how that's really helped them. Jamar Townsend with a stop again. Bowie with a carry. Gain of about 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, but once again, I mean, that's a 4 to 5 yard carry on 1st down. Denby's just very comfortable doing what the Lions do to you at first. They'll grind you down with David Montgomery.
That's it. Snap, give, Bowie Jr. wrapped up, tackled. It's Townsend again. Along with number 21. Well, that is Townsend. Here's another look at a stick.
Yeah, nice cut back there, but just too much in the middle of the field to get through. So now he sets up a big 3rd down. I mean, say what you want, Central hasn't done anything on offense, but if they get a stop here, they got the ball with a chance to take the lead.
They do. 1 play away at this point. Big 3rd down play, and that is an encroachment penalty and a bit of a flop, the big boy.
Selling it.
Braden Cochran fell down like he was a flea that got punched by a bull.
Yeah, the LeBron School of Flopping brought to you live.
Offensive foul. I love it.
That's
the center.
amazing.
Oh, Cochran. Trained well. 1st and 10 on the penalty. A penalty-infested 1st that has about 40 seconds left. Handoff up the middle. Watch out. Shot out of a cannon up the middle. Bowie Jr. The huge gain and another 1st down. Denby's found something in that run game behind that big offensive line.
Yeah, the offensive line doing great work, and Kendrick as well. That was a late handoff. He gave himself plenty of time to read the defense and see where they were. You can tell these two have worked together a long time. You need to be able to do that.
Timeout taken. Detroit Central was trying to get an extra player off the field. Were they able to get him, or did they take the timeout?
Yeah, Jeremiah Gray was trying to get off the field.
They didn't get him off in time.
So they're going to give him the timeout.
They did.
Man, the Denby team, when you see them going over to the sidelines, they're jumping, they're screaming, they're having a good time. And you kind of look at the Central team, hands on the hips a little, heads down a little. You could just feel the difference in energy of each of these two squads.
Well, Detroit Denby, the Tars, 508 students. Of course, they play out of the Gold Division 5, 5-2. 5-0 in conference. A notable alum. How about Shantae Orr, former Michigan Wolverine, and a guy that was an All-American honorable mention at Kent State. But Gold Division City champions last year were the Denby Tars. 29-28 win over Central, led by Zach Carr. And this proud program back on top. And they had to come from behind to do it. They'll try to win back-to-back titles today and represent the DPSL Gold Division. They're up 6-0 right now and on the move. After a Bowie carry, he gets it again. Why not? And he fights for it. Another gain of 5 yards. And that'll probably be the final play of the first quarter with 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Brandon Cochran, man, he is having a good time down there on the line for Denby. That time pushing his guy a darn near 10 yards down the field. And they exchanged a little bit of words, but it's been friendly so far, and you like that here in the first quarter.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter from Ford Field. We're the Prep, proud to bring you coverage of the 2024 City Championships. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Friday. Happy Friday, everybody.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that. And that's why they standing out there.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Chad and Stick back with you. Kiana Banks on the sidelines. We'll talk to Kiana shortly. Christian Jackson, your executive producer, glad to be with you high atop Ford Field. Feels special in this booth. This is the National Network broadcast booth, and it feels good up here.
It's amazing. I mean, think about all the people who sit up here. You got your Joe Bucks of the world. You got your Troy Aikmans. You
no
got
doubt.
your Tom Brady's now.
Yeah. Back into the hands of Deshaun Johnson, and he's got another first down. It's a gain of 11, and it is into Trailblazer territory at the 42, and the yards just keep on a-churning for Denby.
Yeah, and for Denby, I mean, it's been a two-man show. You got the Bowie show and you got the Johnson show. Take your pick, and either one is working, whichever they're pulling out of the hat. And so Denby, I mean, they got a chance here to take a commanding lead in this game according to, so far, how Central's been playing. It's going to be tough for them to score points in this game.
It is. Finally tackled in the secondary by Dawson. Right side, Bowie outside the numbers. Flag is down. He's out at the 34. A late hit there. So these should offset, and we should do it again. Why not? Everything is in two.
Ryan, yep. Looks like they got Kenneth McClinton there for a block in the back. I didn't think it was too egregious either. I think he just had a little bad angle on him. But you see, anytime a player puts his hands up like I didn't do anything, you did something. Just act like you didn't do it, and 9 times out of 10, the ref won't see it.
Watch out, Mike Batchus. Batchus almost got run over down there. Be careful. He's got good feet. Got out of the way nicely. Look at him working the sidelines down there.
Nimble.
Yeah. I like it. Got a great crew today. Glad you're with us. We've got a double feature here, and we've got a single feature out in Birmingham. We've got Birmingham Seaholm taking on West Bloomfield. So we're grateful to have coverage and the support of the PSL, Birmingham Seaholm, and all the great folks across the state of Michigan who are ready for football on a Friday. And we're glad that you've joined us. If you could, subscribe, follow. We are The Prep, and you can freely subscribe to our YouTube channel where you're watching now. And we thank you for doing so. So the penalty's going to take this thing, Stick, all the way up to the 36. It's been a dominating first quarter for Denby, and it looks to continue here in the second.
Yeah, and that offensive line is doing work. I mean, every first down, they're picking up 5 yards.
It is. This time, Central says enough. Tripped up by Hardy. Carry by Bowie. It's been a lot of Bowie in this game. He's got 35 yards on 8 carries. Here's another look, Stick.
Yeah, great job by Hardy, just disrupting. I mean, there was a wall of Denby blockers in front of him. He was able to get low, get to the ground, and take him down by the ankles.
Maybe that's the statement they need. As you get a look at the Tar cheerleaders doing their thing in the south end zone. Cut across, and that is not going to go very far. Quickly converged, another Townsend in on a tackle. This time it's Jamar. And the Trailblazers have got their opponent in a 3rd and 7, maybe for the first time today.
Yeah, you're starting to look and feel a little bit of energy coming out of Central. I mean, crashing the edges there, and maybe that's what the coach is doing, sending the blitz. You're going to see the outside linebacker coming from the left. They didn't get to him, but they forced the action, and you're just forcing your team to be a little bit more engaged.
Yep.
So maybe that's the plan. Hey, these guys aren't playing up to what we think they are. Let's blitz some linebackers. Let's create some havoc. Maybe some energy will come out of that.
It's a good defense. Keith King, one of the assistants, along with Ennis Harris, Brandon Williams, Pierre Von Blank, Christian Young, Robert Hunt, Calvin Hall, and Andre Henry, the staff under Jimmy Macon Jr. in his 31st year for the Detroit Central Trailblazers. Big play here, 3rd down and 6, and we've got, guess what, a flag, and this looks like too much time, and it is.
And that is really the only thing that's held Denby back in this game is those self-inflicted wounds. There you go. You take a 3rd and 6 and move it to a 3rd and 11. And that's a lot harder to convert.
Battle of the cheerleaders today. That's the Tar cheerleaders, and that's the Trailblazer cheerleaders. And they're, look, they're sniffing each other out. This happens, and it's a lot of respect, but It's a rivalry on the cheerleader side, too. Carry going for nowhere. The Trailblazers say enough. Tackled for a loss. Rashad Adams in on it. The safety came up, made the play, and we've got a 4th down coming up in 11.
Yeah, I'm looking for the number. Number 12 came up, and he was the one that kind of forced him to go wide and outside. I can't find him on the sheet right here.
Because he's not on there.
That's a great play by 12. I wish I could give you the proper due.
I know. A number change-up can really throw a kink in the system. Now, we got a 4th and 11. Look, you said Central had some energy out there. Is it too late for Central at this point to do something?
No. I mean, we're here in the second quarter, and say what you want. Like I said, they're one play away from taking the lead, essentially. So that's the good news. The bad news is, so far to this point, you've been out physical, you've been outplayed. But you have an opportunity here on 4th and long to either A, get a turnover, B, get a good return on a punt, or C, just create some havoc. So I think they're in some good shape right here.
Zach Carr instructing his club what they're going to do. You would think a punt would be in order, but you never know. We shall see.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to send out a punt unit at all.
The punter is Deshaun Johnson, 0.
He's on the field, but he's up there in the slot position.
He's not ready to punt this thing away yet.
Yep.
And when you got the playmakers that Denby has that we've seen today in Bowie and the aforementioned Deshaun Johnson, why not? So in the gun, on a 4th and 11 is Chris Kendrick. We've also seen Bowie and the Wildcat today at quarterback. So they've kind of shared reps. Here's a late addition to the offensive line. Here we go. 4th down and 11. In trouble. Pressure. Escapes. Chris Kendrick, right side. Got a man caught downfield. Inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Trayvon Cottrell with a catch on 4th and 11 to keep this drive a-marching.
Well, that play was all Kendrick. It broke down immediately. He's able to move up in the pocket, avoid the sack, and keep his eyes down the field. I mean, if he tried to run that, he's down immediately, but he finds his man, Cottrell, running down the field. Great heads-up play, but that was all Kendrick. That was a sandlot football play.
And confidence in Zach Carr to call a play like that. Now, you got to give the quarterback a ton of the credit.
Yeah, I don't think he called that play.
No, he didn't call that play.
I'll give Coach Carr a lot of credit.
But he elected to go for it.
He gave him the opportunity, and that's all you can do with young men, Chad.
That's right. Chris going to step up, going to run. 5-4, spins, touchdown Tars. Chris Kendrick capitalizes with an exclamation mark to finish this drive.
What a play, what a series, what a back-to-back decision by this young man. You saw him just put his foot in the ground and that acceleration to speed by the defender and make his way into the end zone. And then you see the physicality of him, too, at the end. He had to run over a defender to get in there, and that was no problem.
It's a 12-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, Chris Kendrick. And it's a 2-point conversion attempt to make this a clean 14-0 lead with 8:25 to go until the break. Under center now is Kendrick. Takes it. Quarterback sneak. Powers his way up. Did he get in? No, he did not. By inches. Denied. 12-0 to where we sit with 8:25 to go. And so, well, we'll have a chance to see that replay in a moment.
Yeah, he just tried to bully them right through. And, you know, if we had instant replay, maybe he broke the play, maybe it didn't. But a good call by the official, marking him down. I'm more concerned with him limping off the field a little bit ginger. But there's a look at that offensive line. And becoming one of my favorite players, that man, Braden Cochran. He is fun to watch. He's a character, and he's darn good at football.
Let's see if he is able to get tracked. Hard to tell from there. I think that knee obviously was down. The far side official saw it clearly and confidently. Came in and said, But the Tars have scored, and their drive was impressive. It was a 10-play drive, 81 yards. It took 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And into the end zone is Chris Kendrick, the quarterback, with a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Tars now offensively have riled up 116 yards on 17 plays. Detroit Central has negative 13 yards on 9 plays. And it's just been a dominating performance by Denby.
Yeah, that 4th down conversion is absolutely huge for the way that this ball game is going to wind up. And there you see a quick onside kick. Looks like there's going to be some illegal procedure on that onside kick, so it wouldn't have mattered if they recovered anyways.
That's right.
But recovered by Central nonetheless.
Nonetheless, this is a drive stick that is critical for the Trailblazers, maybe just to get some confidence internally before halftime that their offense can do better than this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you get 5 yards on this drive, it's a success. And that's unfortunate that we even have to refer to it like that, but that's the case right now. I mean, 9 plays, negative 13 yards. You come out of this drive even, at least you picked up a first down and you got something to work with.
And the key guy that is popping out is Calandre Hardy. They have yet to really get the ball to Hardy. He is the guy you need to get to if you want to make some exciting plays. You'd think now he's a receiver, so you got to find creative ways. They've been unable to get him the ball.
Yeah, and there's another look at Kimball on the sidelines as well. Kimball's a guy that they got to get involved. But, yeah, I mean, they have the playmakers, so it's never a doubt. And they have that big strike capability. But the way they've been physically dominated in this game, it's going to be hard to get that opportunity to make that big play.
Yep. They will re-kick this thing, and they'll boot it from the 35-yard line.
You know, this could be an opportunity. Use some special teams.
So the kick taken at the 31-yard line. It is Hardy. He gets the rock, and he gets up to the 40-yard line. And he's battled and rolled down, tackled by number 6. That's Davion Willis, the senior linebacker. Preps coverage of King versus Cass is the nightcapper, and that's set to start at 7 o'clock tonight as you get a look at that Hardy return again.
Yeah, I held my breath for a second. There was some openness at this end of the field and wasn't able to pick up the speed to get around, but yeah. Here comes that Denby defense, and I know I've pointed them out a couple times, but Kevin Keller, number 9, 5'5", 165, just creates havoc on that defensive line. And they say that most coaches scheme to double team him, and that leaves the D1 end one-on-one. So Denby's able to dominate the trenches both ways, and that's been a big effect so far to this game. And here they come again.
Not yet. There was a face mask after the flag, and he thought about throwing it again.
Well, that's an interesting thing, right?
Double jeopardy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a play that never happened in theory, right?
That's right.
But he still grabbed the face mask.
Well, now we know that's the time to do something illegal.
Yep, now's the time.
It's a good question, though.
It is.
We need to get we need to get an official expert.
Is there a statute of limitations on face masks?
Need to find an official that can sit in the booth and come in and when things like that are in question.
Right.
Okay, so it goes back to 1st and 15. Central going backwards in the gun. It's the quarterback. And this is muffed and duffed and dropped all the way back. And that is the guy, Kevin Keller, 5'5", 165. And you said it earlier. Coach says he's the toughest guy. They double team him.
Yeah, I got a D1 guy on the other side, but he said nobody can get low enough to block him. And you saw it there. He's below the waist. He sneaks through. And by the time the quarterback picks up that ball, there's that man with the flex. I could watch him play all day. You know, it's like watching Muggsy Bogues back in the day in the NBA. It's so interesting to the eye to see something like this because it's something you normally don't see.
Yep.
And it just speaks of the tremendous toughness of that young man.
Nobody can get into a crab crawl quicker than Keller.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like instantly in one. So that is a 2nd and 22 scenario. Central looking downfield, got a man caught. And that is going to be advanced to the 35-yard line. It's number 11 on the catch. Sticks. And he's living up to his name. That's Marco Cable. And gets a few yards back. Stick, but not enough for the first down yet.
No, I mean, it's a positive play, though. I mean, Well, we talked about getting to even on this drive, and unfortunately they've gone even further back. They've lost another 6 yards on this drive. So it's rough go so far on offense for Central. They got to find something, switch something up, trick play, flea flicker, reverse. Just give me something.
Flag is down.
It's on Central.
Yeah, they just have not been in this kind of a game. Central is coming off a fine performance last Friday night, 40-6 win over Pershing, which put them in position to get here to Ford Field to play in this title game.
Yeah, but this is the stuff. It really doesn't matter what type of game you're in. This is getting off the ball, getting the play-in time, lining up in the correct position.
The 101s.
Yeah. Like, I get it, being a little jumpy, getting beat, having to grab a guy, stuff like that.
Yep. Here's pressure, evades on the run, a move at the 40, and out of bounds, and a near late hit at the 44. So there you have it, some magic coming on the legs of old number 5. That's Antoine Kimball, the quarterback. Fine play by Kimball. We're seeing something out of him here.
Well, there you see him split the defenders, and as soon as he did that, he had blockers in front of him. And there's the man of the hour for Denby, Johnson, coming through and making the big tackle. But even that, I mean, that was a nice 15, 16-yard scramble. But unfortunately, it was 3rd and 21, so now you're sitting 4th and 6.
Yep.
So it's still a tough down and distance, and you got to send in the punt team. So that's the tough part. When you put yourself that far behind the sticks, you can make a miraculous play, and it's still not good.
Yep. So we'll see what Jimmy Macon does here.
Number 2 just came up and punched number 21 in the back of the helmet.
Friendly fire?
Yeah, just wake up. Teammate stuff.
Some people do sniffing salts. Some people,
Well, I mean, you've smacked me in the back of the head before during a broadcast. I get it.
Deservedly so. That's a punt that's going to roll back, and this is going to end up being a punt of 3 yards. And Jimmy Macon saying, if I'd have known that, I'd have gone for it. Man, punting has been a problem in this game, and it has cost him.
Yeah, if I'm Jimmy Macon, I'm probably not punting the rest of the game. I mean, it really hasn't benefited you in many yards, unfortunately.
Our chat is wide open. We're lonely up here, high up in this booth. Chat at us. Get at us. The Prep Sports, YouTube. The chat is open. Stick is following it. If you get on there and you chat with us, we'll chat back. We're kind of chatty today, so help us out. Thanks for watching. Flag down. Nice run again. Bowie runs down and flicks the defender to the floor, but looks like this one might be coming back.
Yeah, and I think this is an interesting penalty because he handed the ball off past the line of scrimmage. So I don't think it's holding or anything like that.
Illegal touching?
No, never mind. I stand corrected. It's a personal foul on Central.
We're
face
all wrong.
mask.
Missed that one.
But if you go back and watch, it looked like he handed the ball off like a yard past the line of scrimmage. Well, there you go. You see Denby again skipping, happy, energy, turning to the crowd. Now watch where he
I didn't see the
ball.
face mask.
No, okay, he did hand it right there.
There it is.
Quick rip.
Yeah. And then, how about that? I mean, that was a slap, head slap going out of bounds. But Bowie's had that kind of a day. Not worth a penalty, no doubt. That was just a physical finish to the run.
Gotta say hi to Randall Jones and Willie Ed Rogers Jr. in the chat.
What's up, guys?
Edward Dennison.
Okay.
Denson.
Coming alive. I knew Detroit would come alive.
Little Goody 15 also checking in.
Nice.
Loving the camera work.
All right. Which one? There's 4 of them. Camera 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Doesn't matter. They're all elite.
They're all one. If one camera does well, they're all getting props. Now, good work today by our crew. We got an all-star crew here and at Seahome tonight. We've got 2 coming. Cass and King upon us at 7. Another flag. Pressure coming from the backside. Gets away. Throws right side. Bowie with a stutter step and a stinky leg down to the 12. And some physicality afterwards. This thing's getting a little bit chirpy.
If you're Central, you're getting frustrated. Not only are you getting physically dominated, Then you got Kendrick out there pulling rabbits out of his hat constantly on plays. We'll see what this penalty is all about. The officials getting together to talk about it. And they let the play go, so they could have been offsides on the defense.
It's going back, according to the Trailblazers.
Yep, illegal procedure. Delay of game. They didn't get that snap off.
Huh. All right. Yeah, a lot of that for nothing. So second quarter, 5:50 left. Kiana Banks will speak with both head coaches at halftime, but we'll speak to Jimmy Macon at the front end of halftime and get his thoughts on his team and what they've had challenges with here in the first half. 12-0 Denby. Glad you've joined us for the Gold Division Championship in Ford Field, home of the Detroit Lions, who are flying high after their wipeout last weekend down in the Big D.
After their birthday present to Jerry Jones.
That's right.
Here you go. Hold this L.
The Big D found out who the real D is, and that's Detroit.
There's only one America's team, and that's us.
That's right. Back to pass, trouble, pressure, step up, fumble, ball's out, flags are out, and back to the 30-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the play. Trying to make something happen was Kendrick. Went to flick it, and he fumbled it.
Kendrick is just out here playing backyard football.
Totally.
And you get a hold against Denby. But I don't know. I may decline that. I don't want to keep giving Kendrick a chance to do stuff. This kid's just making plays today.
That's it.
You like the heads up, finding the guy that's behind him so he can lateral the ball, keeping his head down the field earlier on that big 4th down to give him that 12-0 lead.
First and 10? First and 25. Okay.
A little different.
A little different. First and forever. Kendrick going for it all downfield. Incomplete. Was trying to get the streaker headed to the end zone, and that one overthrown.
Yeah, he put everything he had into that football. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit too much for Johnson to go grab. You'd like to see him put a little bit more air under it just to give his wide receiver a chance to go up and get it. But I think that's everything he's got on that throw.
Just trying to find his tall target, number 11, Pope. So, second down and 25 after Kendrick took a shot. Denby trying to add on to their 2-score lead in the final 5 minutes here in Detroit of the first half between Denby and Central, a rematch of last year's PSL title that went to Denby by a point. And a timeout. Jimmy Macon wants it. He'll get it. We'll step aside with him with 5:18 to go and a 2nd and 25 coming up. We're the Prep, proud to bring you the title of the PSL, the Gold Division. Thanks for watching.
Lowering the shoulder. Swinging.
Welcome back to Ford Field. Denby, 2nd and 25. A return reverse. It looks like he stayed in bounds, able to do it. Oh, no, they are going to mark him out about the 28-yard line. Ooh, Chad, he was tight roping there for a second. That is McClinton.
Yeah, McClinton, one of their playmakers. We haven't called his name often today, but how about this little reverse jet sweeper?
I like it. And then you get your quarterback out there blocking. What can't Kendrick do? He is
much.
Oh, man, if he stays in bounds, that's a super nice play. Still a nice look, though.
You could see the body blow attempt by number 13, Marcel Dawson. He went up to check him against the boards, and he got air. 3rd and 18. Kendrick, hands off. Bowie, backfield, tackled for a loss. Oh, the big boy bared down and threw him down. Number 9, Damon Fowler, the linebacker, got him. And a little help from his friend, Kayshawn McGaffey, too.
Yeah, you see McGaffey, once the big bear gets his hands on you, it could have been a, well, I think they did call it. That will be a face mask call, and that's going to bail out Denby.
Wow.
That's another first down for Denby. Or wait, no, it's different at the high school level. A personal foul isn't an automatic first down. I'm sorry. So they're marking it off, so it'll be 4th and 2?
Yeah, that's right. Good catch.
All right.
Not an automatic first down on a 15-yard face mask. So it will be 4th
They didn't give him
and 6.
They didn't give him 15 yards on that, though.
Yeah. Well, never mind the math.
Math checks out.
Math checks out. So we'll call it 4th and 6 officially. Says the great PA announcer, Mr. Darrell Weaver, down below us.
Absolute legend.
I miss being in the booth with him for these things.
What a gentleman.
Yep, indeed. Chris Kendrick in the gun. Has to make 6 yards to move this drive along. Kendrick gonna step up. Kendrick gonna rock. Gonna tuck it down to the 10 and out of bounds. Did he get the 10? He did. First down, Tars. Gain of 6 on the play. He needed all 6 of them.
Man, on 4th down, that man right there is a problem. I mean, he's shown he's got the arm, he's shown he's got the intelligence, and now he's showing he's got the legs to match. Once again, just his scrambling ability when all things fall apart, and he still points downfield. I love that.
Little improv. And the somersault in the end for the central player for points. Oh, man. Good crowd on hand. So, 1st and goal from the 6. Kendrick in the gun. Rolling out of the pocket. Looking end zone. And throws it away. And that is not a penalty.
He's going to go talk to the official because that did not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yes. He was out of the pocket, which was okay.
Yep.
But I don't know if he did. There it is. Good call. Good catch.
Yep. And that's just a mental error of all the compliments I was just giving that young man. All he had to do was flick it an extra 2 yards. Right. But he chucked it right into the ground, only 2 yards in front of him. But you're going to see, the line of scrimmage is what, about the 12-yard line? Yeah, and he didn't even get it close.
Yep. Just got to get it back to the line. So loss of down penalty. And this one will go back outside of the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, it's from where he threw it.
Yep. So 2nd and 21. Or 2nd and goal, whatever you want to call it. But again, another Denby position that puts him all the way back in a 20-plus yard situation.
Austin's trying to figure out how to score this.
Yeah, well, the stat guys have just not been a happy group today. They've had a lot of work. How many penalties, boys?
14, I believe.
14 penalties already. And the fun is not even halfway done. 2nd and 21, that's a gain of about a yard. I will say this Central defense has really stepped up, my man. And it's been a resurgence. They found something there up front and made some adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, the defense hasn't been the issue. They've only let up 12 points, and the field position has been incredibly bad every time Denby has gotten the ball. So Central's defense has done a solid job. It's just when the ball gets turned over to the offense, not much is happening. I mean, we're still looking at, I think they have 1 total yard for the game.
12 plays, 1 yard for the game, and 7 minutes of possession time. Clock is rolling, and the Tars are happy to watch it roll. 3rd and 21, or 3rd and goal. In the gun, McClinton. Throws it left side, caught. Left sideline, Bowie, and he gets down to the 9-yard line.
Bowie wanted that touchdown. I mean, that young man finishes runs. They gave it to him on just kind of a little flick pass to the left. Nothing downfield, okay, hit my check down, and then boom, explodes and lays the lumber right there. Picks up an extra 4 yards after contact.
Hardy on the stop. It'll be 4th down and 5 from the 5. 4th and goal from the 5 for Denby, trying to cash in on another 4th down play. Timeout. $12-0 Denby over Central. Timeout on the field. Detroit Central, 377 students. Beautiful school, was there the other day on Tuxedo Drive. Notable alum, Antonio Gates. How about it? One of the best tight ends in the history of the game. 116 career touchdowns by Antonio Gates. 16 years with the Chargers, 8-time Pro Bowler. Guy didn't even play football in college. He played basketball at Kent State, where he was an All-American. And I'll try this football thing. And he tried it, and it's really worked out well for him, and he's retired now. But how about Central under Jimmy Macon? They've won 2 of the last 3 Gold Division City Championships. Lost last season to Denby by a point, and they're trailing now with 3:02 to go, and their defense is facing a 4th and goal from the 10.
Yeah, and so far, I mean, Kendrick has been the man on these 4th downs. He's breaking down the defense. He's picked up a couple of them. This time he's going to have to get a touchdown, though. Central also has given up a few first downs on penalties, so make sure you're not grabbing, make sure you're not clutching, make sure you're not doing anything that'll give Denby a second chance.
Need to get in the end zone, or it goes back to Central. McKendrick in the shotgun. Excuse me, Chris Kendrick in the shotgun. Looking, zip pass dropped at the goal line. It was right in the hip of Kenny McClinton, and he dropped it. And that is a turnover on downs.
And more than that, it looked like he broke his finger on that play, too, because he launched that ball from super close. And right there, I think he just jammed his finger. Watch, if we let this replay run, he's going to show the coach at the end his right hand. He holds it up, and, yeah, they're going to have to take a look at that. Kendrick put some zip on that sauce.
Ooh.
Just a little too much heat that close.
Yeah, dislocated finger. They'll snap that back into place. That won't take long. Yep, 1, 2, 3, ready, pull.
Yep.
That's fixed. Okay.
Yep.
He'll be back. Turnover on down. Central takes over on the 10, and they need to make some money on this drive stick. In the gun. Over the middle. Caught. That's Hardy. That's the man to the 20 and up to the 25-yard line. They needed something to get going, and the Trailblazers found it there, and they found it in number 1.
Yeah, and that's the playmaker that you've been calling for all game long. So what do they do right before the half here? They want to get him going and, give Denby something to think about at halftime and get him on the crossing routes. Use that athleticism. Get some spacing. Get it to him while he's on the run and let that man work.
He has done work in his career. Hardy is a talent, special young man. And he keeps this drive moving, but 2.5 to go. They got to hustle. 4 wide receivers now. For the quarterback, Antoine Kimball. And guess what? We've got penalty number 15, but it's on the Tars, and Central keeps their momentum moving.
And that's where Denby, you do not want to help them. I mean, you've dominated this game the entire first half. To give up a score before halftime here, be almost criminal about how well they've played and what they held them to majority of the half.
They have. And timeout for Denby. We'll step aside as well. So Central on the move, trying to cut into this lead, 12-0 in a dominating Denby first half. We're back to Detroit after these.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Chad and Stick back with you. Little quarterback keeper here, and that's another first down. So, 1st and 5, no problem. Gainer up to the 41. Call it a gain of 10. Move the chains. Central's found a home.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this is just Denby kind of playing back, a little prevent defense before the half, not letting up a big play, but you're letting Central get a taste of what it's like to pick up first down after first down. Oh, what a great get off the ball by 9.
Pass caught at the 46-yard line. Catches made by number 3. That's Robert Adams, the 6', 165-pound senior. Central in the hurry-up mode with 95 seconds left until halftime. Swing pass right side. Cut back inside. Gets to midfield, and that's all. Gain of 4 on the play. 1:20 left, clock rolling. Central's got to hustle and go downfield at some point, Stick.
Yeah, and that's the important part of getting this tackle inbounds and before the first down marker. You keep that clock rolling because that's kind of your 12th defender right now.
Townsend tackled by number 22, Damarian Burrows, the sophomore who's been active today. So this is the best drive we've seen out of Central today. Can they keep it rolling? Downfield, over the middle, too tall. And Hardy slow to get up, but it does stop the clock with 51 seconds left. And a 4th and 1 Stick for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, Hardy has been a little ginger all game long, getting up a few times, limping and favoring a leg. It's interesting to see how he's going to be able to finish this game. But yeah, this is a big 4th and 1. I mean, you're turning the ball over at midfield. But as we've seen, if Central punts, most likely you're going to give it back to him at the 45.
Right, no doubt. So going for it on 4th and 1 at midfield. Antoine Kimball, the quarterback, in trouble, and he's not going to get there. Tackled for a loss in the backfield, and right in the middle of it all once again is the 10th grader, Damarian Burrows.
Yeah, and it looked like he actually fumbled this at the end, just trying to throw it away, and it essentially doesn't matter, right? If you don't complete the pass, they're getting the ball at the same spot. So there you see, it's a turnover either way.
Yeah. So the Tars will get it back with 42 seconds left. And they do not have any timeouts left. So at the 50-yard line, Tars to start their journey on what would be the final drive of this first half. A first half that they have dominated. 156 yards of offense to just 35. Back to pass. Kendrick throwing downfield, got a man caught. Touchdown Tars! Drashawn Johnson. His second of the afternoon on a bomb from Chris Kendrick. And the Tars are up 3 scores.
I mean, they had their choice. Which receiver wanted that touchdown? It was 2 standing in the same spot. Normally you would want, separation between your wide receivers, but not in that case. They just elected who was going to take that. Cottrell very easily could have called him off and scored that touchdown. I mean, when it's clicking for Denby, everything is clicking. What a touchdown pass.
So, Tars, as we get another look, the field shot of this. And as you said, it could have gone either way. 2 guys in one spot's usually problematic.
Yeah, you don't scheme it up like that because normally that means there's 2 extra defenders around that area, but not a problem for Denby on that play.
Kendrick in the gun, trying to make this a 20-0 game, throws it up, fade route, no, and no flag. They were trying to get it to Bowie, and it was well covered in the corner. So, we sit at 18-0. With 33 seconds left, the Tars go down the field and go for a 49-yard toss in one play. It took 9 seconds. And in the end zone is Drashawn Johnson for the second time this afternoon.
Yeah, and there you see Kendrick getting the crowd hype, going over to the cheerleaders, hitting the high fives. I mean, Denby has been feeling it since they walked on to this Ford Field turf, and they have not stopped since then. And yeah, it's got to feel good to put it on your rival 18-0 here in the first half. And for Central, just when you thought you were going to go into halftime, maybe just down 12 points, or you had an opportunity to put something on the board there at the end, a quick strike makes it 18-0, and now that seems absolutely insurmountable.
So the guy who does it all, Drashawn Johnson, will kick it off too. Don't forget our chat is wide open. And Sticks got it raring. Anybody making some noise on that chat? Anybody talking trash?
We got Noah Till, Reality with K3.
All right. Central gets the little dub. And we'll see what they do with 28 seconds left in this first half.
Bomb it 3 times. Do something, right?
Yeah.
You can't just kneel on this. You can't. You can't. You
Right.
just can't.
Well, make a statement to your team that, hey, look, we're trying to do something here, and why not take some shots?
Well, Denby's going to be aggressive here, right? They're feeling it. They got the adrenaline rushing. They're going to go all out. So maybe a little underneath slip screen or something like that. Use their aggressiveness and their excitement against them.
Central does have 1 timeout to work with only. Kimball, the quarterback, we have seen him start to make some moves in the passing game. He is 6 of 10 in the contest. Pressure, steps up, Kibble runs, lost the ball, fumble, Tars get it back. That's the worry, right? You try to do something maybe too much and you fumble it, and Damarian Burrows all over it along with Davion Willis. Here's another look.
I think Pruitt was in on this as well. You're going to see somebody got their hand in.
Bam.
Right there. Number 3 got his hand in. That is McClinton. And man, so here you go.
Will Denby be aggressive?
You know it. You know it. I mean, the way these kids are feeling, their coach is not going to set them down or not going to try to quiet them down either. Kendrick, you want to launch another one? Let's do it.
Well, and you're at midfield too, so I mean, there's room to work with if something does go wrong. Say you fumble, I mean, they still got to go 40 yards. So I think they're in a good spot here. Zach Carr feeling this team in this moment. They had to come from behind. They trailed most of the game in last year's city championship. This year they've been coming. They've been in the catbird seat the whole afternoon. We'll see if the tide doesn't turn a little bit in the second half, but right now, Denby proven to be the better team.
If they score here, Zach Carr has got to come out in those sunglasses he was wearing pregame for the second half. It's just got to happen.
Oh.
Effects in the chat saying them boys are some dogs. And yeah, they've been doing this since they got off the bus. Like, honestly. Denby has been feeling themselves. They've been confident, and they are ready to go.
So a cluster trio to the left of the boundary for the quarterback, Chris Kendrick.
Trips up top. Now they just split one down right.
Double pass coming. No. Bubble pass. Thought about the double pass. Instead, they'll take a 5-yard gain, and that will essentially take us to halftime.
Yeah, and he stayed in bounds, too, so they couldn't run another play. But that's one of the major and only mistakes that Denby has made in this first half, taking an 18-point lead into halftime. An absolutely dominating performance here. 205 yards to 46, Chad.
Man, dominating performance by Denby, who gets in the end zone 3 times. Some of the numbers, 115 yards on the ground for Denby to just 17 for Central. And they've tossed it for 98 yards on 4 of 6 in the air. Total 213 yards. Central, who was negative yards entering the second quarter, did get better and improve as they end up getting 46 yards through the air on 6 of 10. So, as we await Zach Carr and his conversation with Kiana Banks, we can tell you that we're appreciating this audience. Game 1 of the PSL Championship, the Gold Division from Ford Field. Don't forget about our game coming up later tonight as well. Cass against King, right here on the Prep at 7 o'clock. And then we'll also have Seaholm against West Bloomfield. And we'll have that for you at 7 o'clock as well from Maple Field in the B. But right now, Stick, dominating first half by Denby. If you are Coach Carr, I mean, what do you find to pick at even in the first half?
I mean, penalties. Penalty called back a touchdown for you on that first drive. You let a few penalties get you behind the chains, but you were able to make up for it on 4th down. And Coach Carr down there again with his boys, teaching them what it's like to be men.
All right, let's go down on the field to Kiana Banks, who's standing by with Zach Carr and the Carr boys. Kiana?
Hey, Coach, so we're in the second half at this point. It's halftime. You are 18-0. What do you have to say to that?
Guys are doing a good job of getting to their spots, man. Trusting the process, man. Real proud of our guys up front, our skilled guys. Our quarterback is playing a hell of a game, man. All-around effort, guy. I'm super excited what we're doing.
You are leaving no room to breathe. So at this point, what are we looking forward to in the rest of the game?
Just trusting the process, guys sticking to the game plan and just closing it out. Closing it out.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Back to you, Chad.
All right, thank you very much, Kiana. As we hear from Zach Carr, proud head coach, they've got a big lead, but they also know that they had to come from behind last year when they had a large deficit. And we will continue to figure out what if they can come back now on the Central side of things and make this a contest.
Well, and that's the benefit that Denby has, right? They were able to do it to Central last year, so they know what it's like. They know the mindset of somebody that has a lead going into the second half. And I think they can point to that and say, hey, remember last year? We were in the same situation. We gave it up, so we better not let them do that. And I do not see Coach Carr letting his team down in that locker room and the way they've been dancing since they got off the bus today. They came to play. They want this championship, Chad, and it's theirs for the taking now.
It is. All right, some special guests at halftime. We'll talk to our friends from the National Guard coming up. Right now it's Denby with an 18-0 lead over Central. Back after this.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Welcome inside Ford Field. We've had some great folks inside this arena and building. We've got some special ones here today and some stars in their own right. And there are guests from the Michigan Air National Guard. It's Technical Sergeant Austin White and Technical Sergeant Jeff Crable. Thanks so much, guys, for coming in and for being a supporter all season long on the prep.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
You bet. So, look, this is a sport and a game that means a lot to you. We'll start with you. This, I know, for you is dear to your heart. You got involved with high school sports on your own before this. Talk about how important high school sports is to you and how you've applied it to your career in the National Guard.
Yeah, so actually when I was 14 years old, I started umpiring baseball, and I fell in love with officiating through that. So with that, a couple years after that, I started working football and basketball as well, and it's been a strong passion of mine. So the great thing about the Michigan Air National Guard is that we have the chance to serve part-time close to home. So when you join, obviously you go away for basic training, your job training school, and then when you come back from that, it's just a 1 week in a month, 2 weeks out of the year commitment. So I use the Air National Guard to pay for my whole college. I went to Lance Cruz North High School. When I graduated from there, obviously went away to my basic training, job training school. My job was in emergency management. And then after that, I went to college, right? So I went to Macomb for 2 years, and then went to Wayne State, graduated with a bachelor's degree from there. During that whole time, yeah, go Warriors, yep. During my whole time there, I was officiating, working all kinds of football, basketball, and baseball games. I got up to working college baseball as well. And then just on the part-time doing the military stuff too, you know. I've had such a great opportunity to travel. You know, you join the Michigan Air National Guard, people think that you're just serving at home and doing the 1 weekend, 2 weeks out of the year thing. But for myself, I've been to England, been to Germany 3 different times, been to Japan, been to Qatar, and those are all just like short little trips that were just a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Technical Sergeant Jeff Crable.
Hey.
You also have your own experiences,
right,
not only with the Michigan National Guard, but you've also had experiences with the Air Force.
Right.
Talk about the relationship between the two organizations.
Yeah, so my path was a little bit different than Sergeant White's was. I came in a couple years removed from high school. I had 0 direction in my life. I tried culinary school, I tried mechanics, and nothing really stuck, and so I had a family member that used to be in the Air Force, and they said, hey, you know, try the military, see what it does for you. And if I could go back and do it all over again, I would. So I was an aircraft electrician, avionics specifically, and I was stationed in Kansas. And I met my wife actually on a deployment. And because I wanted some more stability, I didn't want to do long distance, and I didn't want to, be away from my family. I transitioned into the Air National Guard, and I found that, and so much more. So now we're both happy what we're doing. We're full-time recruiters. Like I said, I've been for the past 8 years an aircraft electrician, and the military is for everybody, and the Air Force can be for everybody.
That's awesome. I like that. That means a lot. Thank you for your service, both of you.
Hey, you're very welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And the cool part about it seems to be that you can have your own livelihood. You can continue with what you're doing. Just commit yourself to a couple weekends?
Exactly.
Or so to speak. Talk about some of those details and the flexibility that you all offer with your program.
Yeah, so the biggest thing that I think for us is the benefits that you get with the Michigan Air Guard, right? So our benefits rival active duty Air Force. So if you're a 17, 18-year-old kid graduating high school, wanting to go to college, we offer $14,400 per year to go to school anywhere in the state of Michigan. And that's not just colleges as well. That's trade schools, anything you want to do.
Flight hours.
Yep, flight hours if you want to fly. A lot of people, yep. So another thing is we have jobs with bonuses. So you can pick a certain AFSC is what we call it, is the job. And we have jobs that pay up to $50,000 for bonuses for enlisting for 6 years.
Wow, outstanding. Before we let you go, I know you had a crazy experience refereeing earlier this year.
Yep.
Tell the folks about it.
Yes, so I believe it was week 2 or week 3. I was at Anchor Bay High School against Roseville. So doing our little research, I believe there was an article written on it as well. We actually had the second highest scoring overtime game in Michigan high school sports history. It was 66-67, I believe.
Man. Very cool. And it's nice that you stay connected at both levels. Mr. Crable, tell us a little bit about your experiences and what is the message to those that want to be a part of something, don't want to give a full-time commitment, but yet there's something there that they may want to connect with. How should they reach out specifically?
So, and I'm glad that you brought that up, right? Because a lot of people want to serve, right? A lot of people want to be bigger than, or be a part of something that's bigger than themselves, but they either have a job that they already are really committed to, that they don't want to leave, or they have a family that depends on them for support, or they just, for whatever reason, love Michigan, don't want to leave Michigan. And those are the people that I would say that the Michigan Air National Guard are perfect for, right? Because you get the benefits, you get the being a part of that bigger something, right? You know, being part of the defense of your country, right? And all you have to do, you can Google it, right? Recruiters for the Air National Guard. We work out of Selfridge Air National Guard Base, just 40 minutes up the road.
Sure.
And so this is a perfect way for you to stay local, right? Like he had alluded to before. You're not moving around the country. You're not. You will stay here for as long as you want to be here.
To kind of elaborate on Jeff's answer a little bit too, you know, we're a family. I've had the privilege of being an official and being in the military, and I tie those in together with police force or firefighters. You know, there's no closer brotherhood than those organizations, and I'm sure there's many more out there in the career fields. But I've met some of my closest friends serving, and I'll have them for the rest of my life, all over the country too. All my trips, I've met so many different people that I know if I go to Houston, Texas, or if, you know, for Jeff going to Kansas, you have a place to stay.
Thank you both very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your service. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for sponsoring our program. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Technical, excuse me, lost my paper. Technical Sergeant Austin White, Technical Sergeant Jeff Crable of the Michigan Air National Guard. Thanks so much again. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back with more after this on the Preps coverage of the PSL City Championships live from Ford Field right after this.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
Kiana Banks is standing by with the head coach of Detroit Central, Jimmy Macon. Kiana, take it away.
Hey everyone,
we're here with the prep, and it is halftime. Coach, I just wanted to kind of know, what are your updates on the injury in the first quarter?
Well, the injury we had is, they say it's a slight strain on his knee, so we're just trying to just let him sit out, secure himself as far as that, safety first on it.
And then as far as him being out, what is your strategy going into the next second half?
Second half, we'll just pick it up. We're still going to run the football. We're still going to do everything that's needed to be done. We just got to capitalize defensively and stop the ball on the runs. And then also just get the ball back, get them 1, 2, 3s and out.
And can you give us a small snippet of what it was that you kind of said to motivate them into this next half?
Yeah, I told them this is the only half you got left. They had all their fun in the first half, so it's our turn now. So let's have fun, turn it up, and play Central football.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank you much.
All right. Thank you very much, Kiana. Appreciate that. Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. Appreciate Kiana Banks and the coach's time, not only on the field at halftime, but all week long. We appreciate it very much. Zach Carr of Denby and Jimmy Macon. Let's get to the highlights of the first half. A first half that was dominated by Denby, who leads it 18-0. Stick, what did you see in the first half? A lot from the Tars in this game.
Yeah, it started out with Central looking good on defense, picking up a big sack on that first drive. And then you get this nice touchdown run right here by Zero, and it's kind of been his half. Johnson, he's been the man of the hour. He's played some good defense. He almost had a touchdown on that next drive, and then the Denby people just started taking over. I mean, that sophomore, big number 22, taking him down, and this was a big fourth down play. This is when it was 6-0, and they convert, and then Kendrick, again, on the very next play, uses his legs to get into the end zone, making it 12-0. And you thought that Central would get the ball back. They have an opportunity to kind of make it a one-score game. And here you see a big turnover. It was fourth down anyways, but Denby gets the ball back at the 49-yard line. First play out of that, just launch it down the field. 2 wide receivers there, but of course, the man of the hour, Johnson, cashes it in for his second touchdown of the game. He's had a great game. The Denby defense has played well. You did see Central get it going a little bit before the end of the half, but there you see another big play, another big turnover for Denby. So for Central, it's turnovers, it's penalties, it's not being able to execute. They got a lot of problems to solve here in this second half. And for Denby, it's just more of the same. Keep using our linemen, keep leaning on them, keep doing what we know we can do to win this ball game. And Kendrick has been kind of Mr. Johnny on the spot whenever they need him. Big fourth down, twice he's come through.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with a start of the second half. Can Central do what Denby did to them last year, that dirty, come back from 2 scores down? We'll find out what's in store next. Right after this, the Preps coverage of the city championships continues from high atop Ford Field. Thanks for hanging out. The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, wait.
buried the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Detroit Central and Detroit Denby going at it as we are about to start the second half. Stick, let me ask you, what is the story with Central, a team that will now kick off to Denby? What do you have to do to get back in this game?
You need that one big play, whether it's an interception, a big sack fumble, maybe a pick six, just something. You need something to energize that entire sideline. Because to me, that's been the biggest difference. We felt it when we walked on the field earlier with both these teams warming up. You went over to the Denby side, you heard pads clanking. You came to the Central side, they were warming up, but they didn't have that energy that Denby did. So you need something to give you that energy, an exciting play, get that adrenaline pumping, and next thing you know, you're right back in this game. I mean, you score a touchdown, you kicked the extra point, you're right here.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree. Bowie is the leader on the ground, 48 yards on 12 rushes, and the other number 2 gainer and the player of the game at this point, Drashawn Johnson, who is 3 of 39 from the ground in this game. Central to kick it off and put their defense out on the field first. Both teams have won 5 straight games to get here after they dropped their first 2 non-conference battles to start the year. Both teams in prime position, Stick, no matter what happens today, to make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, whatever happens doesn't mean things are done or finalized. It's just the beginning. As we get into November and inch our way to November, this is week 8, second to last week of this wonderful high school football season. We've had beautiful weather every Friday night.
It's been amazing this year.
The football gods have been so friendly to us.
Normally where we got parkas on top of press boxes, this year, shorts, tank tops, sunglasses.
And, I mean, this would have been the game to just let it pour, right? Just let it pour, let it snow. We're inside, 68 degrees. Well, yeah, there's another crew at Seaholm for Seaholm and
Alex Westfall has an umbrella. But he'll be fine.
But you're not there, so don't worry about it. But inside here, it's nice and cozy and 68 degrees. And, you know, we can put on a T-shirt or a sweatshirt, whatever. All right, here we go. Tight formation to start. T formation. There's a fumble on the play, and Central in there to disrupt things immediately. So the defensive pressure does continue, and that's the big boy. That's number 70. That's Jeremiah Gray, whose name we have not called enough here tonight.
Yeah, we've called him a few times, but how big and physical that young man is. He can make his presence known. I mean, standing at 6'7", 240, he is tough to block. He's got a fan club here. So when they announced him over Ford Field, they were jumping.
Yeah, Denby's come out in a funky formation, and it's got him nothing but TFLs or null game. I mean, that is credit to the Trailblazers, who say this is a new half. Tackle made by number 2, and that is Kalen Scott.
Yeah, this was an interesting play. They kind of lined up in a little wing T formation type thing, and they handed it off to the inside ball carrier, and it kind of just got lost in the shuffle here.
Yeah.
You know, it couldn't really go anywhere. Blocker standing right to the next to him. Odd formation. This is where Denby's done their damage. With the offense is spread out like this that they're having on third down. I'm curious to see why they elected to come out like that in the second half.
Right. Keshawn McGaffey taking on 2 and 3 guys down there, also causing disruption. All right, trips to the left in the gun. Kendrick going to throw left side. That's a loose. Ooh. I thought it was behind. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. Would have been a fumble, but it's incomplete, and it's 4th down, and it's punting time.
Yeah,
great showing.
That was an inadvertent whistle by the referee, because you see right there, he's pretty much at the yard line, and that lands 2 yards. I mean, he released that at the 14. That landed at the 13. That was a fumble and a bullet dodged by Denby. My goodness.
It stops the clock, and it is a punting time, and this is the first punt we've seen today out of Denby.
Well, that's what you needed if you're Central coming out of that second half. I mean, they stifled them. 3 plays, 0 yards.
Yep. So the ever-dangerous Calandre Hardy stands back at the 48, his opponent's 48-yard line. And this has taken a long time to set up. I can't imagine the play clock not running out. Okay.
And there it is.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Oh, we've seen that several times tonight for Denby. They are very deliberate with getting their play calls in, and it's just been a very choppy game in that aspect.
So pressure, and it's blocked, loose, picked up, end zone, touchdown, Central. The big play. Dylan Armour, the senior defensive end, is in the end zone for a touchdown.
What I say, strip sack, said interception. What I didn't say was block punt, return for a touchdown. I said it all, but what actually happened. But this is exactly what you needed when you're Central. I mean, they're looking around, they find the ball, Johnny on the spot, great touchdown. But that's the type of fluky touchdown. Now look at the Central sideline. They're high-fiving, they're clapping, they're looking in the stands. They're having a good time. That's what you needed to get back into this game. And now they have the energy to do it, going for 2 here.
End zone, Hardy, caught, 2-point conversion, and a stare down to follow. Central blazing a trail of new in this second half.
And good job by the officials there, not throwing a penalty on that little stare down. That was just some gamesmanship, and I appreciate that. But listen to this crowd now for Central. You're down 10 points. 2 scores. Easy to come back from that.
You see the pressure. The ball was actually kicked and off his own offensive lineman. But the pressure and the awareness by Central to corral it, score, and this game is flipped in a hurry. It's a 10-point game in Detroit.
With an entire second half to play.
Here's another look at the 2-point conversion and the high point snatch for number 1 and the stare down.
Well, they got number 1 here listed at 6'2", and the defender listed at 5'7". That should be a jump ball you win every single time. Nice shot of Craig Patterson on the sidelines.
CP3 is going to charge for that airtime. How about it? Saw Brian Metallic down there as well from G-Brand USA, one of our proud sponsors. So 18-8 with 9:57 to go. Scoring drive, well, 1 play, a blocked punt, and a return of 8 yards for a touchdown. Here's the kickoff by Kalen Scott, and it is an onside kick that is corralled by number 2, Trayvon Cottrell. So another good field position moment for the Denby Tars, who will start this thing at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, but it's an entirely different ball game than it was 3 minutes ago, Chad. I mean, coming out of halftime, you were convinced this could be a runaway, but now you're looking at a 10-point ball game, 10 minutes left to go in the third. If Central gets a stop here, start holding your breath a little bit if you're Denby.
Yes, sir.
But I like what Denby's doing. It doesn't look like they're coming out with that stacked formation. They're spreading them out where they've had success, and they're going to let number 1, Chris Kendrick, do his thing.
Already a touchdown pass in this game for Kendrick. He's been electric on the ground as well. 18 yards rushing and a touchdown. He's going to run here. He's got the 50. He's got the 45. He stays in bounds before getting blasted at the 33. How about that little trickery to get him an extra 10 or 15, Stick?
Little sandbag in there.
Yeah.
But here you go. This is what he's done when they've needed big plays. And you think he's just going to run out of bounds? No, don't let up on that play. And that makes it so tough on the defender because you can't hit him when he's that close to the sideline. But you also can't pull up either. So way to exploit the system, I guess. Big plays by him all day long with his feet. Well, that's exactly why I thought Denby should have come out the way they did. And now you got Kendrick up there playing the X wide receiver.
Oh, well, I've seen a little bit of this. Moving these guys around. Wildcat. Denby looks a little out of sorts in alignment right now. I never seen that alignment. It's a keeper by the quarterback, and it is a gain up to the 36-yard line. Call it a gain 3. 26-yard line, my bad.
Well, I think they were confused, and it kind of confused the defense a little too.
That's right.
But a good keep by Bowie there, reading the outside defender, knowing that they didn't have the edge, and he was able to cut it back up and in.
Robert Davis, the left guard, the guy that head coach Zach Carr said, yeah, he's probably the closest to me as far as talent, but
Tell you what, when I shook that man's hand, the Coach Carr, I would not want him pulling and blindside blocking me at all.
Listen, his 11-year-old son shook my hand, and I said, hey, man, take it easy.
What'd I do? What'd I do?
Yeah, no, Daddy taught him well. Give him a firm handshake. That's right. So 2nd down and 3, a short distance for the Tars, who look to be anxious to respond. Jet sweep fake, and that is not going to get it done. That was an outside linebacker blitz, and it worked, and it's Townsend right in the thick of things again.
Yeah, Townsend has had a nice game right in the middle of this line. He is a tough man to move. Strong fella, too, once he gets in there. And he's playing with a little bit of edge. He lets you know about it after he hits you.
Yep. 3rd down and 2 from the 25 for the Tars, who have been led on the ground by Bowie's 56 yards. Kendrick has 43, and Deshaun Johnson has 39. That's quite the rushing trio. Bounce outside. Bowie puts his head down and gets the yards he needed for the first down with a little stutter step.
I was going to say, he starts high-stepping behind the line of scrimmage like he's got an open 20-yard touchdown run. Look at this.
Billy Sims.
Little razzle-dazzle, then puts the shoulder down and hits him.
And how about the block by Trayvon Cottrell coming from the other side? Man.
Denby, like I said, they've been a big physical team, and they have had their fair share of big hits in this game, too. And there's that man. That's why. They are representing that man's attitude. They're big, they're physical, but they're also fun. He was a great interview.
I like Shades' car better. I like when he's got the shades.
Yeah.
It's a tougher
Looks
look.
like PC Principal car. He's got those shades.
Yes. Thanks to everybody watching. Some good numbers right now, the live stream. And we appreciate it. Outside and stopped. Gain of about 1 or 2. That was a finish and a tough tackle. And this outside zone run.
Yeah, 24. I wish I could give you the proper credit. I don't have you down on the sheet, but that was a great hit, especially tracking down Bowie.
Yep.
It's interesting that they've been running Bowie at quarterback the last couple of plays.
We saw a little wildcat. He snuck in there a little bit in the first half, but I think when they had Chris Kendrick rolling so well, they just stuck with it.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah. Kendrick will now bring number 9 in the backfield, Kevin Keller.
Yeah.
Who doubles as the defensive nose guard.
That's my guy.
Your guy. Bubble screen left side, cut back inside, and he paid for it. It was a body blow that came from Jeremiah Gray from the other side of the field. There is a late flag that flies. 3rd and long as it sits now, but look at this. I mean, this is a blast coming.
Yeah, it was a nice hit by Gray. And that man right there, number 9, Damon Fowler. And I love Fowler's face mask choice.
Yeah.
Tough looking face mask.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Unfortunately, an unsportsmanlike. That'll give them 15 yards, and that's what Central's done to themselves a couple of times this game. I mean, it was 4th and 25 at one point. They got a face mask call. Just those things. You can't keep giving a team like Denby opportunities because they will cash in on them.
Half the distance to the goal line. They'll mark it just outside the 10-yard line at the 11. Look at the crowd on hand today. Some passionate fans battling for the city's best in this Gold Division championship game. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what a great place to play, too. Ford Field has just become a magical place now, right?
It's gotten all the hype and buzz lately, but yeah, it's a beautiful facility even when things were not going the best for the home team. But it's a special, extra special atmosphere now to be here.
Feels like a good time now when you come here.
Uh-huh. You used to have to be able to create your own fun here, not anymore. That's a sack all the way back to the 17-yard line. And coming in and making the play is number 9. That's Damon Fowler amongst his friends.
And that's that face mask I'm talking about. I love that face mask choice. Look at him. He just beats the edge, closes down. You got 23 popping in there as well. Townsend, we've been calling his name all game. Just meet at the quarterback. I'll see you there.
4th down and 8. Denby has been comfortable in 4th down scenarios today.
Yeah, this is when Chris Kendrick has used his legs a lot. Watch him for a quarterback draw or quarterback sweep around the outside. He loves to use this wide side of the field.
He's got Bowie to his left and Cottrell to his right. Motion. Pressure. Still on his feet. Ball loose. And picked up at the 33. Jumped on. He had all kinds of field to go. But the turnover on downs, and the Trailblazers are feeling it right now.
Yeah, David Fowler's going to look at this tape and be like, why didn't I just pick that up and run with it? I had a touchdown. I thought he was down before the ball came out, but the official said he was down. He didn't have to jump on this. He had one guy to beat, and that was 55, Chris Mitchell, and I think he could have done it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at nobody in front of him.
Pick it up. Oh. How about it? But Central has turned the shift and the momentum in this game. So they get it back, and we'll take over at the 31-yard line, Stick.
2 big plays for Central, and now they're in position to cut this to a 1-score game, and wouldn't that be something?
It would. And we're going to get a substitution, a late one at that.
Sure, something happened with 77 if he was hurt, but either way, he got off the field in time.
He got out of there. Ooh, how about that play? That's Bowie again. And down goes the ball carrier. That's Lamar Townsend. And he's slow to get up.
And that's twice on a low open field tackle. A Central player has gone down, but that was a nice cut by Bowie on that play. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, that play could go for some yardage. See him force one miss there. He gets to the outside. And Bowie comes in, just gets the side of the knee.
The tumbling and the somersaults after it. I hope he's okay.
He's in some pain.
Yeah. All right. Well, with the injury timeout, we will step aside in Detroit. With 3:38 to go in this third quarter, Central gets a stop and continues to make some winning plays. We're coming back to Ford Field right after this.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship. and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
So Detroit Central takes over. 2nd down and 15. Hope the young man is okay. This ball's thrown up. Kalandre Hardy going up, and he makes the catch at the 42-yard line. Kalandre Hardy. High points another one, and he's got something to say across the way to the Tar sideline.
I mean, that ball was in the air for about 40 seconds, it felt like. Look at the air underneath this. The defenders had time to close, but Hardy, with that 6'2" size, just goes up over everybody like he did on the 2-point conversion.
Man. Here it is again. Great extension. And Hardy over 2 defenders. Johnson and Mobley makes the play. And this one's going for negative yardage.
And that's a great response, though, by the Denby defense. I mean, you get hit in the mouth with a big play like that, coming back and shutting them down. Robert Davis, the big fella that we talk about on the offensive line, making some work on the defensive line as well. It's a good look at the big fella.
Just going to check out. There's some depth on that D-line. 2nd down and 12. Central with their biggest play of the game yardage-wise. Takes a timeout. Denby will take it. Want to thank our friends at Smokey G's for the delicious food. Oh man, did we have it right today. All the goodies. They're all gone now. But Smokey G's deliver the goods. Oh, the rib tips were great. Even the green beans. I think Francisco Lira was loving it. We had macaroni and cheese. We had potato salad. The rib tips, the chicken, just done right. I mean, you look at these ads and, oh, that looks great. And then you get the food, it doesn't look like it. The food looks better and tastes better than that photo. The mac and cheese, the beans, what was your favorite today? Oh, you weren't here for it.
Yeah, I missed out today, and you know what? I would keep that in my car so my car could smell like it for a week. That's how much I love their barbecue. That's a sacrifice that anybody should be willing to make.
Yeah, who wouldn't want it
that
to
mac
smell?
and cheese, that cornbread.
If I could wear Smokey G cologne, I would.
Oh, there's a game going on. Sorry.
Throw right side. Hardy caught, 1st down and more. Inside the 30, down to the 27. And the Trailblazers have found something in their offensive passing game.
Hardy must have eaten some Smokey G's before the game because he is having himself a ball game. Here, just a nice step up by the quarterback. Finds his open man. Easy drop off. 1st down. These are all the simple things that Central wasn't doing in that 1st half.
Confidence. Boy, is it there right now.
Yeah, one big play. Isn't it crazy what it can do to an entire roster? I mean, that punt return for a touchdown just changed everything.
3 catches for 59 yards now, averaging 20 yards a catch for Kalandre Hardy.
And I don't think that includes the 2-point conversion.
It does not. Throwing it up again. Why not? Going in zone, and it's thrown as an interception. There is a flag down. I believe it's pass interference, and I believe this will be going back. But for the moment, guess who? Drayshawn Johnson has made another big play.
Yeah, Drayshawn Johnson has been the victim of a couple flags. This time it wasn't really even his fault, and I don't even know if that was pass interference. It kind of looked like the offensive player just tripped over his own feet, but Cottrell was there, and unfortunately he's going to get called for the pass interference.
Yeah, I don't know if he did either. He lost his footing, he touched his jersey, but it didn't look like he pulled him down. It looked like almost incidental contact.
Let's see if we can get that on replay one more time. Here's the drop back, here's the pass. You can't really see anything at the bottom. I mean, he does have a hand on his back. I don't know if he tugged him down or not.
The bat just had it. So it is a 1st and 10, I believe. So that will move it up. Let's get another look and try to see if there was contact. Here's a good look. Evan's going to slow that thing down right. Yeah.
That's tough.
It just looked that way. He really didn't touch him enough to get PI.
Yeah, but you got to understand the official standing on the goal line, so he doesn't get to see what we get to see, especially we watched it 3 times at instant replay from different angles.
Yeah, tough break for the Tars, but Central feels probably they've created some of these opportunities to get flags like that. They've got some confidence back in their passing game. They're taking shots downfield. And we'll see if the Tars can't step it up here, with Central threatening to put up their 2nd score in this 3rd quarter after being shut out in the first half.
I mean, you got to keep an eye on number 1. That's their go-to guy, right? Hardy. Yep. Up top.
And they're looking for him. And they got the fade route. Back of the end zone. And did he get in? No signal yet. Did they call it? Touchdown, Central! Calandre Hardy. The fade route, he went up and got it. And how about it? 18-14, just like that.
I mean, Denby knew it was coming. They put double coverage on him. They had a press player and they had it bracketing him up top. But he's able to go up and over and get the touchdown. And then a little bit of celebration afterwards. That's where the penalty flag is going to come in. But here we are. It's a 4-point ball game, Chad.
Unbelievable. And they will pick up the flag. So no flag on the play.
And look at number 9 on the sideline for Central, just running up and down, getting everybody fired up. This is what I was talking about. What would happen if you had that big play? And look at that.
Yeah, the Central faithful feeling it. Now this 2-point conversion.
Now's when you really wish you had that field goal kicker, though, right?
Yeah.
Cut it to 3.
Right. Snaps low, picked up. Chaos, end zone, intercepted. That was a nice catch. And he throws it away. And that's going to be a flag.
Oh, every flag.
Throw him if you got him. I mean, there's banana peels flying everywhere in Ford Field.
I was checking my pockets for a flag to throw.
This ball was intercepted, and the Tars took it out on the pick.
I mean, I don't understand why that's a penalty. I get you threw the ball away, but the play, you ended the play. Like, you made sure nobody came in and tackled you. You know, because the offense may not know that the play's over. You don't want to take a hit, so just chuck that thing 40 yards.
It was Drayshawn Johnson who's made another solid play in this game.
Well, now we know we can see he's got an arm.
He might throw it. Yeah. Watch out for the double pass for 0. He's just revealed his arm.
And the chat is lighting up, too, on YouTube. Noah Till's in there. Fats 5's in there. Little Timmy's in there. Amir Jordan is talking. Dre Day. She Who Loves Everyone is in there. Chef the Deaf is in there.
Nice.
So, yeah, this game has picked up, and so has the chat.
I love it. Well, it's a 1-score game. And Central on the rip and roar. Almost too predictable. We knew Denby, who was down by 2 scores to start the 4th last year before coming back to win. Down 28-14.
Yeah, but you can just go back to that punt. I mean, that punt changed everything. Even if they get that punt off, right? And at that point, Central hadn't established anything. They didn't really have any energy on offense. Now they get it back on offense. They've already scored, and the next score makes it a 1-score game. That was a huge, huge play.
Yeah.
Turned everything around. Made this a game.
It has. It has. You called for that one play. That one play that didn't have to come from the offense. It was scuffling.
Mm-hmm.
And that translated to a bit of an avalanche that Denby's trying to stop right here, right now. 96 seconds left until the 4th quarter begins. This is a solid kickoff.
Well, they had the extra 15 yards.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, still solid kickoff.
It was.
That's good enough to get you a PAT.
Well, the opening kickoff of the second half was into the end zone as well, and that was regulation kickoff. So, yeah, I'm with you. They got a kicker with a leg.
Yeah, they do. His name is Kalen Scott. And Denby is going to start on offense, but they're going to start at the 20. Beautiful Ford Field. Glad to be here. Christian Jackson, your executive producer. Sam Stick Day to my left on color commentary. And Kiana Banks on the field as your sideline reporter. She'll have our G of the game coming up right after this one. All right. In at quarterback, Wildcat is Bowie. And Bowie's going to fight forward for about 8 or 9. Running like his pants are on fire in a desperation first play. And a solid gainer. And, of course, a late flag. Flag number 23 tonight.
Let's see what that flag is all about. But I thought he had a chance to break this. If he didn't run into his player, that sideline was wide open.
He was running angry and with a purpose, I think.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what the officials are discussing on this one. Those flags are going to get worn out.
Yeah. Well, the game beyond this, the 7 o'clock expected kickoff time for Cass versus King. And that is probably going to be delayed. It won't start at 7. But nonetheless, we're in for a game now, and we weren't sure at halftime we were going to see a game. It was 18-0 Denby, and right now we've got a 4-point game.
It wasn't just 18-0. I mean, it was 200 yards to 30. It was they only got those 30, 40 yards to come out of the negative on their very last drive. Like, it was an absolutely dominating performance by Denby. Denby could have been up by even more if it wasn't for penalties. So it wasn't just 18-0. It was 18 to lifeless.
Yeah.
And then you come out of the second half, you get a 3 and out, the punt goes off the back of the helmet, you return it for a touchdown. Next thing you know, mom's cheering in the stands, she believes in you again, the whole sidelines is in it, and here you go, 1-score ball game. And the refs are taking a while to discuss this.
Kalandre Hardy, the talented wide receiver for Central, has 71 of the 99 total yards in offense for Central. And they've all come by way of 4 catches. He's got a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and this discussion is lasting too long.
Well, and it's not like Denby is letting him just run wild, too. On that touchdown play, they had double coverage. They had a man pressing him and a safety over the top. So they're well aware. They're trying to take him away. That young man's just too talented. The officials are trying to clear something up.
Well, Zach Carr.
There's the sunglasses. Sorry.
That's all right.
That gets me excited, gets me going.
4th year as head coach, was an assistant prior to, coached over at King, and was the offensive line coach there. Also has stints at Belleville, Kettering, and a grad assistant at Kentucky State, where he played. He was a thoroughbred in college and received his master's degree from EMU. Went to Kettering, an 02 grad of the East Side institution. First team All-City in 2000 and 2001. And he won a state championship as an assistant at King in 2018. Part of their back-to-back run, and he was a part of it. He says he believes in the 4 core values, the CAR way. And it's an acronym of character, accountability, relationships, and respect. That's the bench boss, Zach Carr, in his 4th year out of Detroit Kettering High School. And he wants an explanation now as to what in the heck's going on, and so do we. I mean, this is a delay that you don't see for one of the worst injuries in the world, and I don't know what's happening. But
I wish I could make an acronym out of my last name.
You can.
The Carr way.
The day way.
Yeah.
I mean, it rhymes at least.
Yep.
Determined, accountable, yaks a lot.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one. You're right. The Y is tough.
Yep. Yellow.
Yeah, it doesn't go. We'll find out by the end of the day. We need to find.
Oh, they're waving the flag off.
After a 20-minute discussion, they've waved it off.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't even remember what happened.
It was a post-play penalty.
Okay. I mean, that nobody even saw, cared about, or knew.
Well, they discussed it and then waved it off. So thank you, officials.
Man.
What did they say to Carr?
Who knows? Second down and short. They needed 1. They got 1.5. Move the chains. Tars on the move. The wall's starting to close in on them. They once had an 18-0 lead. It's now shrunk to a 4-point bump.
And of course, the clock stops on a first down in high school football until the ball's set. Here we go again. They will wind the clock, and we're off and running.
35-second play clock. Don't forget, we've got Cass and King coming up at the top of the hour. And we've got West Bloomfield at Seaholm also coming up at the top of the hour. A double dip today in a 3-game broadcast scenario by the Prep. Glad to be able to do it. We thank the PSL. We thank Seaholm. Left hash from the 30. 4 wide receivers to the right, and we've got a flag again, and it's offsides Central.
Well, what was turning out to be an exciting game has kind of ground to a halt again. I mean, we went through this in the first half, just very choppy, lots of flags. The officials are definitely making their imprint on the game. And you can't really blame them, though. I mean, if a team's lining up offsides, what are they supposed to do? Not throw the flag?
Right. I know. Same formation here. Second down and 5 from the 36-yard line. Chris rolling right in pressure, and down he goes. The big boy Gray at 6'7", 240 got him, and a little help from his friend, too.
And Kendricks is having a rough time getting up. You see Gray tracking him down, and there's that man again with the great face mask, number 9 Fowler. He's been in on a lot. He's been getting the team fired up, too, on the sidelines. But that was a massive loss. Now you're looking at second and what, 20, 22, 23?
Yeah. That's the end of the third quarter. 4 fingers in the air. Let's go to the fourth as the escalated energy continues in Ford Field. A dandy between Central and Denby. Don't you dare go anywhere. We're the Prep. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Ford Field, the scene of the city championship, and the Prep proud to bring it to you. Detroit Central trying to come from behind. They trailed 18-0 at halftime. Denby trying to hold on to this 18-14 lead. Central back on offense, Stick. What do you expect to see here?
Well, you know, it's interesting because now they're kind of in preservation mode. It doesn't really seem like they're attacking as much as they have been. So I would expect some downfield opportunities, especially on 2nd and 25.
Yeah, excuse me, Tars back on offense. Gain up to the 20.
Yeah, and that's an interesting play call. I mean, it really seems like they were just trying to get the clock rolling there and pick up a few yards or hope to break a 25-yard run. You know, but here's the play. You got to watch out for Chris Kendrick. He has been having himself a heck of a ball game in these types of situations. And once again, if you're Central, no penalties here.
Tars have been comfortable in 2nd and 3rd and long, and even 4th and long. There's a wild snap, loose, chase, on the run. Chris, sideline, throws it up, and caught inside the 50, down to the 41. The improv continues for the Tars. Chris Kendrick has his receiver down that sideline.
I mean, it's the plays within the plays, right? Fowler has every opportunity to get a sack behind the line of scrimmage. You see number 9, he's kind of take a weird angle there. He misses him, and Kendrick throws it all the way down to Bowie. And every time you give Kendrick an opportunity on these 4th downs, long yardage situations, He's keeping his head down the field, and he's making it happen. It was a 35-yard, 38-yard pass.
Wow, it sure was. Tars late to get Kevin Keller on the field. He'll split out left side, but how about the playground improv perfection? Handoff, jet sweep, going
man.
nowhere. Swallowed up. Alante Smith, the linebacker and the senior, got him for -4.
Alante Smith just comes flying. He said, I've seen enough of this jet sweep. And he just throws his man to the ground. You know, that was a big first down for Denby, though. If anything, it kind of helped stem the momentum, because if you get a 4 or 3 and out there and you give the ball right back to Central, they're already energized. This, at least, you kind of stemmed it a little bit.
Yeah. Some chicken left on the bone in this drive, but the Tars look like they found their traction again. Chris Kendrick in the gun, the junior at 6 foot, 205. Well put together. Pressure, bounces out, finds a man again. Has Cottrell in the flat. He's down to the 22 before he's spilled. Move the chains, first down on 2nd and 14. Again, a big play.
Yeah, and 24 just kind of puts himself in no man's land. He relieves his coverage to go try to capture Kendrick. And Kendrick, once again, just smart, keeping his head down the field. The minute he leaves the man, just dumps it to number 2. Pressure is on Central now.
Keeper, Wildcat, Shantez Bowie. Yeah, Central's got to get a stop here. I mean, they can't allow a touchdown. That would get it back to 10 points, and 10 points with 8 minutes would be tough to come from behind.
Yeah, I mean, this drive has pretty much been a little microcosm of the game, right? Just when they needed a big play, Denby gets it, and it puts Central in that position again to where they got to fight to make sure something happens, and now they need another big play.
And we got somebody a little anxious across the way. And down goes another big fella. Coming after the big fellas now.
Yeah, but that time they didn't have to fake it. I mean, the first time, the little nudge, they faked it. This time, big number 71 gets put on his rear, and I do not think he was planning on it.
No. The Tars have won 5 straight themselves. They knocked off Douglas last week, 50-0. After they knocked off Osborne 46-0. Run up the middle, Bowie, and somebody lost, well, a flag. That's because it's a penalty.
It was the official. Holding.
And that's coming back. Here's another look at why.
That flag did look like it came out on the hit, though.
Like somebody just kind of threw it. Look at it.
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah.
So that'll drive you back 10 yards.
And that'll drive you crazy if you're Zach Carr.
Well, they've done it a couple times to themselves. You know, the very first drive of the game, an illegal man downfield took away a touchdown.
Yep.
But also, I mean, this is giving them the opportunities to convert the 3rd and 20s and the 4th and 15s.
Right where they want them is where they have them.
It's not how they draw it up, but it's been working out pretty well.
Empty set for the junior Chris Kendrick in the gun. 1st and 20. They got to get down to the 2-yard line. Kendrick, pressure, trouble, spins out of it. Another flag's down, another holding. He escapes to the 20-yard line. A gain of 2, but I think this thing's going back to the 30. Another look here.
Let's see if we can see where the holding is. But they called it nonetheless, and 10 yards more.
Yep.
So now you're looking at it like a 1st and 30. My goodness, Denby just going back and back and back. But what they are doing is buying themselves some more time. And the clock's continuing to run here.
That's right. Down to 7:35 to go. Kendrick going for it all. Throws it up. Ball is out of bounds. Was trying to get his target, Shantez Bowie. Incomplete. And the 2023 champion Denby Tars now face a 2nd down and 30 from the 32.
Seems like both these quarterbacks are just putting a ton of air underneath the football and just being like, all right, playmakers, go make something happen. And that's what you're seeing, just a lot of hang time, which gives the athletes time to get underneath it, though. And, I mean, it's worked for Central.
It does, but you just got to be careful if you're the Tars because, number one, for Central is also a defensive back, Hardy. And if you try to throw that up on him, he'll high point that ball himself. So we'll see how that approach continues. But they've come down with that fade route a few times now.
Yep. Oh, there's another flag.
Going for the record.
I mean, we've called some games, but this one has definitely had a lot. No, they waved it off. Looks like the flag just fell out of his pocket. It's so used to jumping out of pockets, it can't stay still. The flag's got a mind of its own now. It's like, hey, wait a minute. I haven't been out in 2 plays.
I like that turf. What's wrong? What's happening? Jet sweep right side down to the 15. It's a gain of 10, but they needed 23. It's 4th and 13 with 6.5 left. And a player slow to get up for the Trailblazers, but he's up.
Yeah, and that's the guy they can't afford to lose. That is Hardy. He's been their Mr. Everything on offense. So we're going to get a timeout by Central here.
Timeout on the field. We'll step aside from Ford Field in downtown Detroit. 6:18 to go. Thanks for watching the Preps coverage of the City Championships.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Welcome back to Detroit. 4th down, they're going for it. 4th and 13 from the 15. Denby's been solid on 4th. They've converted it 3 times today. Here we go. Empty set.
Watch for the Kendrick scramble. It's been what's working for him.
It's been the recipe. Need to get down to the 2-yard line to convert. Fourth down and 13. Chris throws, picked off in the end zone. Watch out, Calandre Hardy could go all the way. And the Trailblazers have taken the lead. A 20-0 run. No flags.
What?
100-yard interception return for a touchdown. And Central has flipped the script in Ford Field.
Well, there you see, I mean, that man, Kendrick's been keeping his head down the field the whole time. This time he tries to throw it over the middle, and you called it before the play. You got to be careful around that man right there. He's got the hands, he's got the speed, he's been Mr. Everything on offense. Now he's Mr. Everything on defense. Welcome to the championship game, Mr. Hardy.
Wow. So, will Central kick the extra point and go up 3, or will they go for 2?
I got a hunch they're going for 2. Oh, no, it looks like they're setting up for an extra point.
Yep. They're going to try to
first one all game.
Protect themselves. They do feel good within 25. Extra point attempt from Kalen Scott, and guess what? Before he can start it, there's a flag, and it's on Denby. So this will be another decision. Can they sucker him into having Central go for 2?
Well, I'm just glad we got a flag on the play. I mean,
it feels better.
It feels right. It feels good. We couldn't have that great touchdown without something happening. I mean, I believe we are up to 25 on the game that have been accepted, not have been thrown. 25 accepted, plus a couple on the kickoffs that haven't been on there. So maybe 27?
27 unofficially.
And then that one play, 8 flags were thrown.
Well, we call it 35. So Central,
I mean, what a story too. You're looking at almost mirror images of last year and this year. You're just flipping the teams. But Denby is going to get the ball back with 6 minutes to go.
So here it is, out of the hold of Antoine Kimball, the quarterback. And it's a fake. It's a 2-point conversion fake, and it's good. Oh, what a dial-up by Jimmy Macon. It was a direct snap to the extra point attempt kicker. And Kalen Scott, he's into the end zone for 2 points. 22-18, a 22-0 run by Detroit Central, who trailed 18-0 at halftime.
And I'm not sure how you didn't realize that was going to be a fake before it was a fake, because that kicker lined up literally 1 yard behind the holder. Normally you see the 3-step, 2 to the side, you get that spacing, but on that play, he was right next to the holder, snapped it right to him, Bulldogs in the front. 2-point conversion, up 4 points with 6 minutes to go. If you would have told me this at halftime, Chad, I would not have believed you.
The Central sideline erupting. And there you see it. There was a lot of criticism coming from him in the first half, but all that is flipped and a little momentum, and Hardy caps it off. How about the interception, 100 yards, and it's making everybody dance in Ford Field like that.
Isn't it amazing what energy does for a team, though, Chad? It's not that they're less skilled than they were in the first half. They're the same team skill-wise. It's just they're mentally checked in now. They're ready to go. They have some momentum on their side, and they are feeling themselves at Central.
We got a game, and it is flipped. Here comes the return. Kenny McClinton on the move to the 47-yard line. Call it the 46 before he spilled. We got 5:51 left, and this thing has gotten real fun all of a sudden after it started like a dud.
Man, the people in the chat are loving it. Famous Yay, She Who Loves Everyone, Chef the Deaf, Noah Till, Fat Fives, they're all in there having fun right now. I know She Who Loves Everyone says her stomach hurts, but this is what good football does to you. It gets you riled up, it gives you hope, it takes it away, it gives it right back, and that's why I love this game.
Sore stomach, go to Smokey G's.
Yep, that cornbread will cure anything.
It will. It will. It's kind of like Windex. All right. Trips to the left, empty set, 2 to the right. Motion left to right. In the lead for Central right now, up by 4. Quarterback keeper across midfield, gain of 5 to the 49.
And I know there's been a lot of penalties, but Denby got away with a hold there. Glad they didn't call it, because we've seen enough, but let the boys figure this game out.
Oh, man. Out of bounds, so the clock will stop, but on the move again was Chris Kendrick.
Yeah, now that clock, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant if you're Denby. It's the score that matters now. You got plenty of time to score.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Denby again taking a bit of time. Methodical pressure, spins out of it. Bowie gets to the 46-yard line, called the 45, gain of 5. It'll set up a 3rd down and 1 for the 2023 PSL champions of the Gold Division.
Yeah, and this is a big 3rd down. I mean, this is where all the penalties, all those little miscues, you got to clean them up now because it's game time. Everything's on the line, and you can't afford a false start. You can't afford illegal procedure. You can't afford an illegal man downfield. You got to execute the entire way out if you want to win this championship.
Bowie on the ground, 22 rushes for 92 yards. Been a big day for him. He's got it here, bounces outside, needs a yard, and he got it. Oh, he ran a long ways to get 1 yard, but it worked. I think he has enough.
Yeah, I believe the officials are going to give it to him, and my goodness, the work he had to do to get it. One stiff arm there, getting to the outside. Big number 70, Noah's on you. Then 23 hits you, and you're still grinding, and you get that yard.
A lot of work for it. A lot of work for one.
Yeah, it seems like Central is definitely engaged now on defense. They have found some things that are working. They found that they can apply some pressure, and they are doing it. Noah Till saying, give it to number 0. We got Ty in the chat. Like McDonald's, I'm loving it, he says.
All right. Spoken by a true McDonald. The Tars in no hurry. They want to run this clock down and would love for Central never to see the pigskin again. Rolling right. Chris turns the corner and is pushed out. It's a short gain on 1st down, but it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust with 4:11 left.
Yeah, you'll take that if you're Denby, though. I mean, Central's starting to blitz. That's what I like about Central right now. They're not playing prevent defense. They're playing end-the-game defense.
Yep.
Let's get them. Let's get a sack. Let's get another big play because that's what got us to this point, and we're going to make sure that's what ends this game.
The pride of Detroit on display here. The rally by the boys from Tuxedo Street is happening now. And now they're trying to hold off the Tars, who once led by 18. Throw across the body is completed. Kenny McClinton caught it. And I tell you what, this throw by Chris Kendrick is ridiculous.
Ridiculous and very dangerous, especially when you're throwing to a guy like Hardy that's on coverage. He just returned one 100 yards on you, and there he is bringing him down. But, you know, you need that yardage, you need that 1st down, and McClinton is one of your playmakers, so why not?
It moves the chains. Under 4 to go. Tars get the call from the sideline. From the 32, jet sweep handoff. Bowie again, nearing that 100-yard mark. And he gets about 4 yards down to the 29-yard line before he's tackled by your boy.
Yeah, and I've been talking about Kevin Keller all game long, but he needs to get a block out here as the wide receiver. If he picks up one of those 2 guys that leaves Bowie one-on-one, that had a chance to be a very big play. But if the wide receivers don't block, it's tough to get that outside edge.
Yep. 2nd and 7 from the 29. Time winding down, 3 minutes even left. Motion at the top of the screen.
It's like they snuck a player on. I don't think Denby registered. Now they go. Now they shift out.
Yep.
They didn't register him at first.
That's right. You got to check in like security, like we had to at Ford Field. Pressure comes, evades, hitch route, caught, and taken down. It's a 1st down to the 18-yard line. And again, Chris found his man, and Trayvon Cottrell makes the play, 5'7", 165.
Yeah, and he tried to plant his foot in the ground and get to the end zone. And I think if he doesn't slip, he's got a chance, too.
Yeah. 2:30 left and winding. Roll right, caught. Outside the numbers, taken down. That's Malik Mobley, the freshman. There's a flag down in the secondary. And it looks like This might go against Central.
Looks like a face mask. And it's an interesting play because this outlet, this just was kind of the safety wide receiver hanging out in the flat the whole time. But here at the very end, you see that grip of the face mask coming in, cleaning up the play. That was number 13.
Not on there. Yeah.
Unlucky 13.
I'm sorry, he is on there.
Is he?
My bad. Marcel Dawson.
Marcel Dawson.
I thought he was our number that wasn't on.
Yeah, and that's tough. You know, because he didn't even have to contribute to make a difference in that play. It was already over.
Yep. 2:09 left. That moves it to the 9-yard line. First and goal from the 9. Timeout. Detroit Central. We'll take it with them. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching the Preps coverage of the 2024 PSL title from the Gold Division.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
There he is, Jimmy Macon, longtime staple of Detroit Central. They've won 3 of the last 5 Gold Division City titles under this man. Spent 21 years as an assistant, and he's had some players, boy, come through here. How about Dwight Smith, amongst many more. Detroit Central, 1983 grad, won 3 PSL titles as a player. This is a winner. Jimmy Macon, 2 different stints as head coach. He was at UAD Jesuit for a season, but he's a Detroit Central guy, and he's right where he needs to be. Had a nice long career in the automotive industry at General Motors. All right, here we go. First and goal from the 9-yard line. 2:02 left. 2 timeouts for both teams.
A lot of space here at the bottom of your screen.
4-point Central lead. There's a high snap. Trouble coming and a sack. All the way back to the 20-yard line. Loss of 11 on the play. The high snap threw it off. And in the end, number 2 made the play fittingly, Kalen Scott.
Yeah, I mean, incredible job by Bowie just controlling that. They got away with a face mask there, too. But my goodness, it's those self-inflicted wounds that have cost Denby all game long.
You bet. Jamar Townsend also gets a half sack there. So, 2nd and 20, clock rolling. 83 seconds left. Quadrant to the right, empty backfield. Rolling right, Chris Kendrick looking, forced out of bounds after a short gain of just 2. And that's going to make this a 3rd and long.
Denby is doing a good job making it easier on Central's defense. I mean, they're going to the weak side of the field with 4 wide receivers. You're literally cutting the field almost in a quarter and then packing it full of all your wide receivers. So there's going to be defenders there by default.
Yep. There's Jimmy Macon on the sideline. You see Keith King in the background. Keith King, one of his longtime assistants. So, the Central bench looking for some noise from the home crowd behind them on a 3rd and 18. Timeout, Zach Carr. And that'll set up a 3rd and 18 coming up after this timeout. Denby will have just 1 timeout remaining.
And I think what you want to scheme up here is something that can get you halfway there, so the next opportunity is not 14, 15 yards.
Well, Smokey G's provided us some of the best barbecue you could ever have. And, boy, there was just so much today. And, boy, we wanted you just want so much more of Smokey G's. You can't get enough.
Insatiable.
I would eat it out of a trash can. It's so good, okay?
You know what? I may have to, because Austin threw some extras in there today.
Oh.
And I may have to go dig it out. Because we got 2 games today, and I can't believe he did not think about the second game that was coming through.
Oh, you sent Sonny Boy to the showers early. Delicious Smoky G's.
So good.
We thank Greg Sims for all the delicious grub all season long. 2670 Atwater Street in Detroit. Get him for catering. Let him cater your next event. 313-693-2533. Smoky G's Smokehouse. Go find him.
Yeah, and for clarification, Austin just threw out what was remainder at the bottom of the bowl, but I'd still lick that bowl.
Of course. It's that good. 3rd down and 18. 3rd and goal. 4-point lead for Central. Denby trying to do something about it. Come from behind for the 2nd straight year. That ball is batted down. It's incomplete. It's 4th and 18, and the game will come down to this play.
But I like that play better for Denby. It looked like they were using the entire field. You got Central players down there waving the flag, trying to get people fired up. And that is something, honestly, if you go back and rewatch this on the prep, watch the first half, these kids did not have the pride in their program that they're showing right now. It came along after that blocked punt, and they have been steamrolling ever since. They just need one more big stop, Chad, without a penalty.
Yes, sir. This is the ball game. 4th and goal from the 18, and not yet. We'll step aside for the final time in this game with 1:09 to go, with the game's biggest play coming up. Don't go anywhere. We're the prep. Thanks for watching. The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Chad and Stick back with you. Kiana Banks, 3rd member of our crew on the field. Biggest play of the game is upon us, Stick. What should we keep in mind here?
Kendricks, his legs, you got to look out for him. But he's made some incredible plays. We'll see what he can do here. Watch the jump ball to my man Johnson.
All right, 4th and goal. Kendrick, pressure, gonna roll. Needs to get to the end zone. Backs up, throws it across the field. Knocked down. Ball game over. Detroit Central has their revenge. Down 18 points in this game. The Trailblazers come humming back for the comeback victory.
Kendrick did all he could on that play. He extended it. He was looking down the field, but just great defense by Central. They packed that end zone. Every wide receiver was covered, and this was going to be a tough catch either way. Number 4, Malik Mobley had a chance. He's just a freshman. What a moment that would have been for him, but instead, number 13 is getting the love.
Yes, sir.
Marcel Dawson.
That sideline erupting. And there you see the Central spirit, that flag. And all it'll take now with just one timeout is for Central to take a knee. And this thing's all over. Wow. We didn't know what we would get at halftime. And we saw Central fight back and shut out Denby. And it's just been a flip of the script, hasn't it? Tale of two halves. I know it's cliche, but it really has been.
It really has, and it all started with special teams. It wasn't the offense. It wasn't the defense. It was the special teams that put Central on the board with that punt return or block return for a touchdown, and that's what Central just started to believe. And next thing you know, they throw on another touchdown, and here's Denby, and then, of course, that huge pick six. That was probably the play of the game by Hardy, taking that all the way to the house for the winning touchdown. Amazing game by Central. Amazing game by their coach, keeping them focused throughout this, even when it looked like it was hopeless.
All right. It has been something. And you got to have a little bit of faith, and you have to have a coach that's seen it before and done it before.
Well, they saw it happen to them last year, so they had to believe it could happen for them.
That's right. Jimmy Macon, Coach of the Year in 2014, 2019, 21, and 22. And that is going to do it. Central won't have to snap it again. The title's going back to Tuxedo Street. Detroit Central is the champion of the PSL for the Gold Division.
What heart. I mean, what fortitude. Just to be able to hang in there when you really got dominated. Like we were talking about, it wasn't just they were beating them in the first half. They were absolutely dominating them in the first half. But once that hopium hits, next thing you know, big things and anything is possible.
Did you just call it hopium?
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. Oh, final score, Central 22, Denby 18.
That young man played a heck of a ball game on defense. Number 9, Damon Fowler.
Yep.
He was a part of the emotional lift, too. He was up and down the sidelines, pumping up the fans, even when they were down 2 scores. He never lost faith in his team.
We'll talk to our G of the game coming up shortly. There'll be a presentation by Jay Alexander and his fine PSL staff. We'll step aside, take a timeout, come back with our G of the game and highlights and much, much more as we're ramping up for the title game between King and Cass. Thanks for watching this dandy tonight from Detroit and Ford Field. Central is the champions of the Gold Division.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Detroit Central wins it 22-18 in comeback fashion and variety, waving that Trailblazer flag with pride. Stick, they were down 18-0. It was almost, you felt bad for Central. They had -4 yards in offense at one point late in the first, entering the second, to 90-some for Denby. The tie turned at halftime. They came out, they get the blocked punt for a touchdown, and that just turned the tide, and everything else came along with it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want to get too romantic about football, but sometimes it's just a small metaphor for life. Like, if things aren't going your way, sometimes you just need that one thing to click, one thing to make sense, and next thing you know, everything starts rolling for you. And that's exactly what happened when the pressure struck Denby. They really just did not have the response for it. And here you're getting a look at some of the highlights from the game. It started out with this nice touchdown run by Johnson. He pretty much had his way in the first half, but he didn't get a carry in the second half. He had 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Forgot about him.
Not one carry in the second half.
Interesting.
Kendrick, this was after picking up a big 4th down. He runs it in for the 2-score lead for Denby. And that's when everybody just kind of got carried away. 49-yard bomb here right before the end of the half to Johnson again. And it was just like, okay, like you said, you're starting to kind of feel bad for Central. They're not in this game, but they came out just a different team. This was right before the end of the half, or right before the end of the first half, a fumble there, which of course Denby got back. But after that, it was all Central, and it started right here with this punt picked up by number 8, run in for the touchdown. That is Dylan Moore, and that was a huge play. That turned everything around for them. Big plays started to happen from there. There you go. There's your G of the game doing his thing. Mr. Hardy going up and over, and then they double-teamed him again right on the goal line, but it doesn't matter. Hardy had the will, he had the skill set, and he went up and over more defenders to pull that down. And then this play right here. Even if they don't convert this 4th down, it's going to take a long time for Central to score, but instead the pick 6 take the lead. Now all the pressure's on Denby, and the Central defense stood up to the challenge, breaking up the last play. See that? Like, how do you not know that's going to be a fake? Have you ever in the history of football seen a kicker line up like that?
Not since 1930.
ever, unless he's wearing steel-toed boots. But there's the last play of the game, a knockdown, and I feel good for that young man. He had a face mask that extended that drive at the end, but instead he gets the big play, the knockaway at the end of the game. So a huge win by Central, taking down Denby, their rival, in the fashion they got taken down last year. So it's got to feel good to get some of that redemption tonight here in Ford Field.
The scoring started with a touchdown at the 4-minute mark, and it was an interception return for the touchdown, 6-0. Kendrick would take it on a keeper to make it 12-0. They would lead 18-0 after Kendrick threw a touchdown, as Stick mentioned, to Johnson. It was 18-0. And then the rally came, the run back. Dylan Armour with the punt block, return for a touchdown of 9 yards. Calandre Hardy with a touchdown catch. And then it was the interception return for 99 yards to complete the scoring.
Yeah, and I got to give a shout out to one player in particular, Damon Fowler. His attitude and energy this entire game has been infectious to his team.
All right, down on the field with a G of the game is Kiana Banks with Mr. Calandre Hardy and that trophy.
Literally, the turnover was because of you. You rushed almost like over 90. Can you tell us about that?
I don't know what to think. I was just so happy to catch it, to take it home for my team. That's all I was thinking. That's all I was thinking, take it home for my team.
I mean, how are you feeling? You're holding the championship trophy right now.
I'm feeling great. They beat us last year, and our team came in today saying they can't beat us twice, so that's what we did. We won.
And what are we looking forward to this upcoming season?
Ford Field. I'm trying to take on the flow.
Thanks. Back to you, Chad.
All right, Kiana, thank you very much. An excited Calandre Hardy accepting his G of the Game award. Stick, what a contest. This one's over. Another statement made, a huge rally. Multiple scores trailed, and Central just makes a statement here today.
Listen, we call lots of football games, right? Some of them are more entertaining than others. This one started out as just like, okay, it's choppy, lots of penalties. Oh, my goodness. One team's dominating. But by the end of it, both me and you were standing, screaming, calling this football game because of the exciting plays happening on the field by those young men right there and their great coach. So congratulations to Central. They made this a heck of a championship game. This is what all championship games should be, coming down to the last throw.
What a great game. Thanks for watching this one today. Want to appreciate all of the crew members on this hardworking staff. My partner, Sam Stick Day, Kiana Banks on the sidelines. Time to close this one out. From Ford Field, we step aside on this link. Cass and King comes up next on another link. Find us there on our YouTube page. We're The Prep YouTube. Thanks so much. A fun one today. Stick, appreciate you being here. Let's stick around for another one, huh?
Let's do it. Just need some barbecue, baby.